And we live. I like that a little bit better. Welcome to the Philthy Dad Pod, a place where three washed up dads talk sports to the masses in between wiping asses. You got Ryan and Tom here now. We got a special guest coming on today. Derek should be with us in about 20 or 30 minutes. And we're going to have a nice packed show, second show of 2023. And it is college football championship night, baby. So we're going to try to keep it short, wrap up around 9:30, get people watching the game instead of watching these beautiful faces. Tom, I'm glad it's just me and you to open up because you're the college football guy. What do you think about tonight? What is it? It's number 1, Georgia. Number 3, TCU.
Let's go Frogs, baby.
Stop that. Do not do that because
everybody, I said that last week. I know I said that. I said TCU did not have a chance against Michigan, and Michigan was going to cover the 7.5 point spread. But a hardball team in Michigan is it's the same thing year after year after year after year. And it's just the same exact thing that happened this year. But a great thing for college football would be an upset like TCU beating Georgia. It just explains another reason why a team like TCU, anything can happen in college football, but I just don't know if it's going to happen with Georgia's defense. But Georgia's defense didn't look fabulous against Ohio State, and I think Max Duggan could put up. I think he could put up some points. It all depends on what defense is going to make that last stop.
Oh, now you believe in Max? Because I got text messages to say otherwise.
I believe in Quentin Johnston. That's who I believe in.
Because my gripe with you didn't start last week when you said TCU had no shot at beating Michigan. My gripe started back when we were trying to decide who the final 4 teams were, and you told me TCU wasn't doing shit. They weren't going to make it and da-da-da-da-da. And now, and you told me how much you didn't believe in Maxie Boy. So now you're changing your tune a little bit. That boy.
I'm going with the best wide receiver in the country.
Over the best is Georgia. Is Georgia the best defense?
Georgia's the best defense. It's not even close.
So you're going to take the best wide receiver over the best defense? That seems like a successful.
No. So the words are getting a little twisted.
All right, untwist them.
I'm not going with Max Duggan. I'm going with the best receiver in the country. Is why I want TCU to win. And because it's good for college football. But at the end of the day, I do think Georgia wins, and I don't know if they cover the 13.5. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if they do. I wouldn't be surprised if they don't.
All right. So the key word there was once. I want to make sure. So what is your prediction? Because this is where I get to lock you in. This is where I get to lock you into these words that you say, and then I get to offer you a bet. And you know what's coming if you take Georgia. I'm rolling.
Georgia's your back-to-back national champions.
What's the bet? Because I'm going with those Horned Frogs. LT, baby. LT in the building? Is he in the building?
No. Nope. Oh, absolutely.
Is he? He better be.
If he's not in the building, then that's crazy.
Watch what you say.
I know.
That's your favorite player of all time. Watch what you say.
He's the greatest TCU player of all time. He's definitely in the building.
Okay. So then my question is, what is your prediction? Are you going with your favorite player of all times, college, or are you going with Georgia?
I'm going with the best team in college football.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I thought you
Bulldogs.
All right. So I want TCU. We got to make a bet. You know how it goes. It could be simple. It could be. You still owe me oh, no, you didn't. You did do that before you left Saturday night. You did. I almost tried to get you into another one, but all right. So what's the bet here? Are you staying up to watch the entire game?
I'm gonna try to. Yeah. Once I lay in bed and watch it, it's who knows how long I'm staying.
It's a
up
wrap.
After that.
All right. I want the loser. Would you rather wake up with a hangover or go to work drunk?
Go to work drunk.
All right. So then if TCU wins, I want double chugs live tomorrow morning on your way to work at 5:30 in the morning. It don't have to be live. You could just send it to me. But if TCU loses, I don't have no beer in the house, but I will take 4 shots for you tonight. 4 of them things. Your 2 beer chugs. All right, bet. I'm talking 5:30, 6 o'clock.
I'll do them before I leave.
All right. And if you get in any trouble, call me. I want to talk about my day real quick before we get into national championship. Well, I mean, before we get into everything, I want to talk about my day because I had a pretty good day. I installed this tankless water heater today. All right. Nice job. I was drilling through limestone for like fucking an hour and some change. It was annoying, but we get all the grunt work, all the hard work of the day done. And I feel like he knows where I'm going. So we get all the tough work of the day done. I'm not getting dirty. I'm in a nice, it's cold, but I'm in a house, a nice clean house in a basement. It's just me and Joe. We got our music on. Nobody's bothering us. We're just plugging away, working, getting shit done. I get to the last thing that we need to do. Well, before we run the condensate pump. But I get to the last thing we need to do. We need to make the final water connections. And I go to the only supply shop in Philly where I go is Grove Supply. And I specifically go to the one in South Philly because I like those guys. And I get done. I get towards the end of the job and I need these two adapters to get me from my water lines to the water heater that I ordered from this supply shop. And somehow the dickheads that work there forgot to give them to me. So now I have to go all the way back there tomorrow, which this job is 45 minutes from me. I got to go all the way back there tomorrow to finish the job. So
why don't you just go to Home Depot?
Well, I had to be home by a certain point, Tom, so I could be on this podcast by 7:30. I didn't get home till 6:45. I'm transitioning. I'm still in a Grove hoodie.
You are.
Your company is on my back. I'm just walking in the door maybe about 30 minutes ago. I took my little pregame shit and I'm here. So my question is, how could somebody fuck up something so simple?
Because as a plumber, you should have knew you needed them when you called me and gave me the material list. They were not on your list until you got to the shop and you started spewing out, I need a PEX by press adapter because I need to make it go down the PEX. And then that's what threw me off when you said you need a mouse slipping adapter. So I gave you them and I gave you the two black couplings and I completely missed the fact. Listen, I can understand if I charged you for it and I forgot it, but I didn't charge you because I didn't fucking hear it. I just thought you were going away with that because you were going with the T's with the slipping adapters.
Yeah, you did. I just want everybody to get a little insight into my day. But then there's something about your coworker I need you to know right here live on the show because you'll show it to him tomorrow. When I was like, every time I come in, if you ever mess up my orders, I'm always bitching, always complaining, right? But I walk in and I say to B, I'm like, this fucking dude, man, where did you guys find him? Knowing damn well I was the one that referred you there. But I'm like, where do you guys find this guy? And Brian likes to go through and talk shit about you. But what you don't know is the reason why I'm so close and why I got so cool with Brian is because of how many times I've actually had to see him in a day because of how many times he fucked up my order. I got in trouble by Frankie and Benny for not double checking Brian's orders because I got back to a job site and didn't have what I needed. And it was because Brian fucked it up. So I do want to cut you I do want to cut you some slack there.
He's doing 4 orders at one shot. He's pulling your order while he's helping you with this problem, while he's trying to help somebody else with a problem. He's the most underpaid Grove employee in Grove.
He might be. Honestly, he might be. For real. But let's jump into some so our predictions are you got Georgia, I got TCU. You got to chug 2 beers at 5:30 in the morning before you go to work. And I get to use that as blackmail too. I got to do 4 shots tonight if Georgia loses. So I'm just going to be getting ready here just in case. But let's jump over to the NFL because it was a wild weekend. It was an inspiring weekend. It was an exciting weekend. And most importantly, with the exception of the Damar Hamlin news and him doing much better, most importantly, the Philadelphia Eagles are your number 1 seed in the NFC. We clinch home field advantage throughout the playoffs. Everything runs through Philly. Tom, anybody beating us in Philly?
No.
Why not? What happened the last time we had the number 1 seed and everyone had to come through Philly?
Atlanta came in. Jalen Mills shut down Julio in a quarter in the end zone. Game over.
He did.
Minnesota came in. They opened up with Case Keenum. They opened up the game with a beautiful drive for a touchdown pass to Kyle Rudolph. Mm-hmm. And then that's all. They stopped. I believe they stopped us. Or we drove down the field and scored on the second drive. And then there comes that defensive pressure. No, it wasn't a pick six. Who the fuck got the interception? Was it Jalen Mills?
It was Patrick Robinson.
Robinson with the pick.
Real quick. So I do want to call a quick audible and bring in our third father, the third founding father of the show, Mr. Derek Gibson. What's up, my brother?
What's going on?
How was baseball practice, buddy?
So I'm 2 weeks early. It's not till the 23rd. But like Tom said, you were looking at the new head coach of the Lower Bucks Outlaws.
Let's go! That's Coach D right there, baby.
Yes, sir.
Football team stinks.
It's neither here nor there, Thomas.
We're talking about
baseball
children.
Coach. Yeah.
We're talking about children here, Tom.
Stink. Oh, this is personal.
So, D, we got through talking about how Tom fucked up my order today. Now I got to go back to a job tomorrow to do more work because Tom fucked up. We talked about the national championship, and we were just jumping into the Eagles clinching the 1 seed. How you feel about that? Tom said nobody's coming to Philly. Nobody's beating the Eagles in Philly. And I reminded him the last time we had that 1 seed, we all know what happens. How do you feel about the Birds clinching the 1 seed? What do you feel about our playoff chances moving forward?
So, I mean, about us clinching a 1 seed, we were playing a depleted Giants team that played their backup. So, I mean, again, there's nothing better than having the playoffs run through, your home field. So, and we all know what happens when the playoffs run through the 215. As my son, first viewer, always supporting us. Shout out to Isaiah. But yeah. So, again. It was nice to obviously get the number 1 seed, but I felt like Hurts was kind of holding back a little bit, which, I don't blame him. We have the playoffs. We have, further things to look forward to, but we played sloppy on it, if you ask me.
Mm-hmm. My question is, and I was talking to somebody about this earlier today. I was actually having a conversation, and I'll come to D real quick, and then I'll go back to Tom, yes, I noticed that Hurts was very reserved yesterday, right?
Yeah.
And there was a play in particular I can remember. It was a 1st and 10. Hurts takes off to the right side. I think it might have been his only QB run with he had two that I remember. The one was on the sideline, he stepped out. But the one in the middle, he steps up, and I've seen Hurts break this play, go for it, outrun someone, and break this play for 30, 40 yards. And as soon as somebody got within 5 feet of him, he slid to the ground. And my thinking in that moment, and what I was talking, I think it was Joe I was talking to, and I was kind of explaining what my thought process there was. Look, it's the playoffs. Was him being throttled like that by design, like by protection? Because again, as soon as someone got close, he sat down. And you got to think, defense is playing great. You're playing a bunch of backups. All you're trying to do is win the game. You don't care about stats, different stuff like that. I mean, as much as he was kind of throttling and holding back, do you think that was by design? Like Sirianni telling him, look, I don't even care. At the end of the day, I would rather lose this game maybe than have you take another big hit, because then our season's done.
Yeah, and again, that's what it probably was. The thing that just being a fan, what you would like to see is obviously us blowing out a Giants team that were playing their second team, so we could get our second team some reps going into the third and fourth quarter. But then you got to think like this: if we have a week off, maybe it's good that your guys do play the whole 4 quarters and not play at 100%. Basically, you're not going. You're taking it as like an exposition game instead of a serious game. Because right, like you said, I did see them pull back on some. I was surprised they did their 4th down quarterback sneak play. Yeah, that was kind of shocking to me. So again, happy as shit. I'm happy Eagles number 1 seed, and I I mean, this could be my fan bias talking, but I don't see anybody in NFC really competing with us. I only see two teams, and that's in the AFC, and it's not Tom's Bengals. It's the Bills and the Chiefs.
So it's actually the conversation I was having, Tom. I think we were at your job when I had that conversation. It was with the old head that was sitting in the back. Because he was telling Tom and myself how, and everyone there, that the Eagles stink and the whole NFC stinks and this and that. So Tom, what are your thoughts on the NFC? Like, again, I'm coming back to you to ask: can the Eagles lose? I mean, obviously the question is yes. The answer is yes. The Eagles could lose in the NFC playoffs in Philly if we're being realistic. But what team is it? I think I already know your answer. But what team is it that gives you the biggest scare and makes you think like, oh shit, that team could legit knock Philly off in Philly?
The only team that I think is the team that the only way we'll play them is in the NFC Championship game, and that's the San Fran 49ers.
And who starts that game? Is it Brock Purdy or Jimmy G?
I mean, honestly, I don't think neither of them start because I think Seattle's going to San Fran and winning.
It's a fucking redundant question, a rhetorical question, Tom, because you think Jimmy G still got life.
You know Purdy's starting that.
Wait. So you think, because I'm about to get JOB in here for a second. You think that Seattle is going to San Fran and knocking off the 49ers?
I do. I think it's a very possible game. It's a division game. It's hard to beat the same team 3 times in the same year. Brock Purdy's on the spotlight in his first playoff game. I think there's going to be a lot of pressure, but same thing with Geno. But Pete Carroll's been there.
Yeah.
Pete Carroll's a Super Bowl winning head coach.
So is Shanahan. Shanahan's been there. He didn't win, but
Tom, you have a P for a brain. Did you just see what that Rams D did to Geno Smith? Imagine what the Niners defense is going to do to Geno Smith.
Different type of game plan. That's what they go. That's what they have a week practice for. That's what they watch film for.
You're an idiot.
I guess we'll see, buddy.
Yeah, I mean.
But it doesn't regardless because the divisional round, San Fran is going to have to play somebody like Tampa Bay, which they already demolished Tampa Bay already this year.
I thought they weren't making it.
Yeah, I think Tampa Bay is a different team, though. I think they are a different team now.
All right, well, let's stick with San Fran and Seattle. What are the keys to winning for Seattle? Because, again, it is a big underdog story, but you do have the fact that they have a young quarterback in San Fran. You compare that with the fact that it is a division rival game. And that does, for me, that does kind of put the status of this up in the air. This isn't something that I would, if I was the one picking locks of the week, I'm not sitting on San Fran. As much as I believe, listen, you make me a bet. Oh, another thing you missed, D, is me and Tom got a bet on the national championship tonight. If TCU wins, he has to chug 2 beers at 5:30 tomorrow morning before he goes to work. If Georgia wins, I gotta go take 4 shots tonight. So it's 2 beer chugs to 4 shots. But Seattle, San Fran, I'm not completely locked. Now, again, you make me a bet, I'm taking San Fran. I think San Fran's going to win because of that defense, but I'm not completely locked on I wouldn't bet a crazy amount of money that San Fran's going to win.
I mean, the keys for Seattle to win is you have to get that defense tired. It's just like this is a heavyweight fight. The way that you're going to win is you just keep, blocking them punches, doing a little jab, sticking jab, and then once they're tired, you let loose. DK Metcalf, lock it, you just start letting them go loose. But the key is going to be the run game. They have to get their run game going. That's the only way they're going to win this game or even have a chance in this game. But they have to tire out that defense. So obviously the defense is their stronghold. I think Seattle has a pretty okay defense. So in terms of stopping San Fran, I think it's possible. But it's what can they do to slow down that defense in terms of turning the ball over, time of possession. So they're going to have to get Walker rolling.
Mm-hmm. So I'm just looking at – go ahead, Tom.
I just think, like you said, it's the 3rd time they play each other. Now they know what the game plan for. They just played each other. They just played them, 3 weeks ago. Tyler Lockett's back. Kenny Walker's healthy. I just think it's going to be a completely different game, and I just think Pete Carroll has a way more experience in these situations.
So the last time these two played, And I'm only saying this because you just said Tyler Lockett's back, but Lockett played, and so did Kenny Walker, and so did DK, and Noah. Like all their guys played, and it wasn't, Seattle kind of made it look a little more respectable in the fourth quarter with a late touch or with a touchdown in the fourth. It was. Seattle scored with 1:25 left to bring it from 21-6 to 21-13. But, I mean, San Fran, they couldn't move the ball against that San Fran defense for the most part. And I'm kind of expecting a little bit of the same. Of course, Pete Carroll's going to whip something up. But it's that defense is just too much, man. That defense is wild.
And the thing that concerns me is Seattle's offensive line. They were pretty good in the beginning of the season, but then it kind of declined. This is where that grit, that conditioning. This is when it's all going to come to fruition. How did you eat in the off season? How did you prepare your body? How is their training facility? Like all that is going to play into these games coming up because it's been a long grind, been a long season. They added that week. So, again, I think the keys for Seattle to win is to control the ball, get the run game going, to hopefully get Metcalf and Lockett free.
I agree. All right, let's get some official predictions on the board. Officially official. I'm going to be releasing my complete. Because I could flip-flop between now and the playoffs. So I'm going to give because my predictions matter this week. Because the Detroit Lions did not make the playoffs. So if I don't correctly guess all 6 of these games, I am getting my leg hairs waxed sometime in April, May, or June for a golf outing. But I'm not the only one who got some shit riding on it. Derek, your eyebrows are on the line. They're officially on the line if the Bengals can go to the Super Bowl. Tom, your spandex, your body is on the line, and you will be in spandex, as could Derek be, if the Bengals don't beat the Ravens. And then, of course, there's that gray area in between. So technically, my bet doesn't stand unless we enter that gray area. But I'm fully expecting the Bengals to beat up on the Ravens this week. I just want to be clear. But if I don't correctly predict all 6 of these games, I got to get my legs waxed from hip to toe. So unofficially, but going to be officially, I'm taking San Fran. Tom, who you got?
Seattle +10.
No. You are a schmuck.
Seattle.
Make that the lock of the week. You're taking Seattle?
I'm taking Seattle.
All right, so let me answer this question. Let me ask this question for you right now because it's going to be asked to you. And if anyone in the comments wants to give us your predictions, now's the time. Whether you're on my Facebook page, if you're in the Sippo or Bird Gang leagues pages, or if you're following us on the Philthy Dad Pod on YouTube, Twitch, or on Facebook, drop your comments of who's going to win each game. I'm going to take the Niners. Tom's taking Seattle. And my question to you, Tom, is what type of bet are you willing to accept? Because I know once our friend James is once he gets a hold of this, he's going to come to you for a bet.
He's scared because he wouldn't bet me, but he wouldn't bet me, so I'm not going to bet him.
Okay, makes sense. Tit for a tat.
But listen, there's got to be an upset somewhere in these playoffs, and I'm just hoping it's Seattle.
I'm hoping it's the Bengals.
Do you think? All right, Sean Timlin is taking the Niners with us. D, who are you taking? Niners? Or
I'm taking. Give me the Purdy.
Dude.
I don't know what the hell that was.
The Purdy. Give me the Purdy.
So, Kerry from Sippo, Tom, is taking the Niners in this game. He's got a whole list of teams here. He just laid it out.
Slow down, Kerry. Slow down, buddy. Slow down.
I mean, not Dylan. That's fuck. Who's the Bills fan? Daryl.
That's Daryl.
Yeah.
Kerry
What's up, D? Yo, D is my boy. D.
He's a cool ass dude in person.
What was that?
I wanted to. I've been so out of Sippo land, bro. I just found out which profile was CP's. I just found out just now which one is Daryl's. RD, did you know that I once went battle for battle with this D with Daryl?
Battle?
We were
what? Rap battle?
Rap battles, 1-on-1.
Oh my god.
It was him and JOB versus me and Mike. So I released one, then Daryl released one, then Mike released one, then Daryl released one, then I did a live one. I fucking freestyle. I didn't freestyle, but I went live, and JOB never did his. It was epic. Absolutely, it was. His was. He did. I did Nas's. I did
Ether?
I did this. Yeah, no. He did. I think he did Ether. I could be wrong. I think he did Ether. I did the theme song from The Sopranos.
Oh,
Woke up this morning.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a good time. You guys know I got bars. Might not know it, but my Sippo guys can. I got bars.
You have a very large vocabulary. That's what helps you out. You have a vast.
I gotta remember the
vocabulary.
I gotta remember the word I said, but it's funny you said I got a large vocabulary because today I was at the job with Joe, and he did or said something, and I responded with a word that sounded so smart, but it wasn't a word. I had just made it the fuck up. It was like I think I subconsciously combined two words, and this motherfucker just went with it. I don't even think he recognized. I'm trying to help.
I remember the one time you were telling me that you and I have said a word at the same time. And it was like a word that I've never even heard. It's a word. I guess it was like good riddance, I guess, but I think there's like another word for it. You were like, you both said it at the same time. I'm like, you guys are fucking weirdos. You were like 10 at the time. I'm like, what fucking 10-year-old knows this stuff? Like,
I don't have a pea brain. I got a big ass forehead. I store some knowledge in here.
But if you see like Tom's head is small at the top, and then his jaw just gets huge because he has a little ass brain. That's what it is.
Let me see, Tom. That is true. Look how
it's like big down here, and then it's like a little ass pea brain right here, pea head. Because you're not very smart, Tom, picking the fucking Seahawks.
What do you used to say? I got peas on my head, but don't call me a pea head. Bees on my head, but don't call me a bee head. Bruce Lee's on my head, but don't call me a Lee head.
You know that is Tom for 500 points?
500? No, don't give him 500. He knows who it is. That's not it. Can you finish the song?
No.
I got Lee's on my head, but don't call me a Lee head. D, Tom? Come on, Fuzzy. You guys were best friends with Fuzzy. All that dude did was watch Andy Milonakis, I feel like. Please excuse me. I got to get my tree fed. Oh, my God. The fucking
you have
a
memory of an elephant. Like, you can remember anything. I can't even remember what I just had for dinner.
What'd you say?
The head of an elephant.
Would you say pea brain?
I said you got.
I heard what you said, but look how I just made you to repeat something 3 times in a row.
That just goes to show how dumb he is.
All right, so we got San Fran for me and D. We got Seattle for Tom. Honestly, bro, I'm not really sure what you're thinking here, but
he doesn't think, Ryan. That's the thing. He doesn't think. So don't make it harder for him, buddy.
All right, let's jump over into another. We're gonna do the NFC. We're gonna go rapid fire, not rapid fire, but we're gonna do NFC 3 in a row. Let's go to Bucks and Cowboys. Bucks are coming off a game in which they looked pretty good, but listen, they did what they had to do. They got their starters out by halftime, or at least one of their starters. I remember. I know Evans was out, and I know they lost Russell Gage, but Brady. They did what they needed to do. They weren't like Tom's Chargers, who continued to play key players in a meaningless game and got them hurt. But on the other side, the Cowboys, with everything on the line, I understand that they're scoreboard watching, and I understand that the Eagles, are most likely going to beat a Giants team that's resting a lot of starters. But you go out, your response to having a chance to win the NFC East, and potentially, if everything goes wrong, right your way, wrong their way, winning the 1 seed in the NFC, your response is to go out and lose to a third-string quarterback for the Commanders. It's not like losing to the Commanders was bad enough. They had to lose to Sam Howell. Tom, Brady is your GOAT.
So
which way? Let me hear your thoughts on this game.
That comes in. So Sam Howell he played a conservative game. He couldn't do nothing with the ball too much, but what he didn't do is he didn't fuck up. There was a lot of punts. Washington's defense was what surprised you. I mean, obviously we know Dak's not this he's not special. But he threw just that pick six alone probably would have won him the game. So my thing is I got to an argument with Josh East, and you could tag him in this. He sat there and said that this game was meaningless. And you want to talk about a pea brain, Derek? Listen to this one. He said this game was meaningless before the game even started, right? And then me and Sean Maynard are arguing with him, saying like that doesn't make sense because you don't know what happens if the Giants. Let's just say the Giants would have beat the Eagles. The Eagles still would have won a division because the Cowboys lost to Sam Howell.
Right.
But he said that he would, it was a meaningless game, he would have rather play like shit today and play better next week. So he'd rather go into the playoffs looking like absolute dog shit. Let alone he would rather have a matchup against Tampa Bay in Tampa Bay than have a home playoff game because he said there's no home field advantage in Dallas. So, ready? Listen to this. The Dallas Cowboys this year are 8-1 at home. They're 4-4 on the road. You're telling me you want to go to primetime Monday Night Football in Tampa Bay against the greatest quarterback of all time who has more playoff experience than your entire team combined. Your entire 53-man roster combined. And the way that Tom Brady and Mike Evans and Chris Godwin are playing right now is they're starting to click at the right time. You want to that's what he said. He said he wants to go to Tampa Bay and play in Tampa Bay. Tom Brady's not losing his game on primetime football against the fucking Cowboys, where his career 7-0 in his entire career against the Dallas Cowboys. 7-0 in his career. He sure as hell is not going to get that first loss on Monday Night Football in prime time with the lights on him.
Oh, they're getting a Monday night game.
They got the Monday Night Football game.
Ooh, go ahead, D.
I just can't wrap my head around it. I think you and Josh East might be related. Maybe his name is Josh Flynn because that might have been the stupidest shit I've ever heard out of somebody's mouth. Why play? If anything, don't even play your starters. If you saying play bad so you can lose a game, so then you go. Tampa Bay's record means listen. And I know this is one of those
0-0, brother.
That's what I'm saying. I know it's a cliche thing to say, but playoffs, everybody is 0-0, and there ain't no ties, so there's no third O. But everybody is starting a fresh season right now. The only difference is the Eagles have a bye, Chiefs have a bye, so, but still.
So what I want to do? Go.
Hold on, just real quick. The Cowboys did the most Cowboy thing they could ever do, and that was lose to the Washington Commanders to not a backup quarterback, but a third-string quarterback in his first ever NFL start. And what better way for Dak to do it than throwing a pick six? And I wasn't watching the game, but I believe that he threw a pick six before that, but the guy dropped it. I think
the play before.
That's what I'm saying. The play before, and then because I was watching the game in and out, they had 10 3-and-outs. 10 might have been 11, but when I started watching, it was 10 3-and-outs. Bro, this team is atrocious, and the Buccaneers are gonna take a shit, and then they're gonna go like this with them and wipe their ass.
Dude, right? I've been arguing with Cowboys fans for the last couple weeks. Like, yo, the issue I have with your quarterback is his decision making. He's making terrible decisions. The dude's missed 5 games and now leads the league in interceptions.
It's crazy. Listen. I don't even know what to say about that guy. He belongs in the Dallas Cowboys jersey.
He's. Give me 1 second. I want to welcome in a guest of ours, and I'm a little unsure at the moment if his headphones are working. So if we get him in and it doesn't work, I'm going to boot him and he's going to come back. But I want to bring in the Baltimore Raven fan, Sean Maynard. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. It looks like a thumbs down because he's giving me a stupid look. Well, we will bring you back when you get your audio fixed. But look at the mug down there. Give me a smile. I left. No, he can see us. He can't hear us. So he's going to come back in on his phone. All right. So so I do think that the Bucs needed to play their starters in this game.
Yes.
Brady and those guys, I think they needed to get in sync with each other. I also wish, if I was a Cowboys fan, I kind of wish that if I'm a Cowboys fan at this point, I'm kind of disappointed because I don't even give a damn that the game wound up meaning nothing. The fact is it's a division rival and the game could have meant something. And regardless, your guy still lost, your team still lost to Sam Howell and a Washington Commanders team that on offense is built around Terry McLaurin. And on defense, they're not even sure what the fuck's going on. That defense is not what it was and not what it's supposed to be. They've had injuries all year. They've had all different types of things. And now I'm supposed to, as a Cowboys fan, if we're playing this hypothetical, I'm supposed to be confident that my team's about to go in and outdo the greatest quarterback of all time, regardless of age and regardless of how he played this year. He's supposed to go in and beat up on guys like Leonard Fournette, who's been there, Chris Godwin and Mike Evans, who've been there, with a defense that is starting to look a little bit better, a team that looks like they've maybe figured something out at the right time. And this guy's 7-0 against me all time. I'm supposed to be confident that my team's about to go in there and smack the shit out of him. I don't know a Cowboys fan that I've talked to yet. Adam, my boy Adam, is one of the biggest Cowboys fans I know all year, telling me how I'm wrong on Dak. I'm wrong on this. I'm wrong on that. I've been trying to get this dude to just say one bad thing about the Cowboys all season, and he hasn't done it. Yesterday, he did it. He posted a video of himself screaming at the TV. He was shit talking his team for the first time ever, that his team was AIDS and his team was this and Dak was this. He said he's done defending Dak. And that's where I feel like the Cowboys fans should be with what's going on. I want to take this time now to bring our guest back in, who seems like he's got his audio fixed. Hopefully. Bring him in.
Hey, there we go.
There he is.
Right. There we go.
There he is.
My boy, what's up?
Yo, Sean, I will say Sean can clarify everything I just said about Josh East and the Cowboys.
What about it?
Sean, give me your version.
What did he say yesterday, dude? Tell me.
Basically, he said that it was a meaningless game and that it wasn't a big deal to go to Tampa Bay and play Tom Brady and the Bucs.
On primetime football, on Monday Night Football.
A team that's never beaten Tom Brady ever.
and they're not going to beat him on Monday.
No, I don't know about that.
The Cowboys are not winning.
That's that Philly fandom talking.
No. Give us your take on the Cowboys then. What do you think about the Cowboys as a team?
I think the Cowboys, they're definitely better than the Bucs, especially the way the Bucs have been playing this season.
Hold on, real quick disclaimer. This guy is a Ravens fan. We did mention that already. Go ahead.
Yes. The Cowboys have a solid defense. They have a ton of firepower on offense. So they beat you guys. They've had some good wins this year. I don't see why they can't go to Tampa. We went to Tampa Bay and won. Why can't they?
Wait. You said they beat. Now I'm only asking this because Cowboys fans have said it all year when I referenced that early season loss. Why does them beating us matter? They beat a backup.
Because but it's still a divisional game. It's still a tough game.
It's Gardner Minshew.
Wait, so then what's your excuse for the Ravens just losing to the Bengals?
It was an undrafted free agent quarterback.
It's a backup quarterback.
It was his first game ever. And I'm not making excuses. Or how about the fact that we said J.K. Dobbins, Mark Andrews, Kevin Zeitler, our top two quarterbacks were out. What do you want me to say? Marcus Peters. We treated it like a preseason game.
They're all back this week, though, Sean.
They are, and I don't see any reason we can't win. I don't see any reason we can't win.
No. All right, wait. We're going to get to the Ravens. We'll get to the Ravens because I have some questions about the Ravens because obviously you're more in tune and more in depth when it comes to them. But
of course,
again, from what I just seen from the Cowboys, nothing really surprises me. I feel like Washington ran the ball good against them. And, they're supposed to be a top, run-stopping defense. But I felt like that guy, I don't even know his name, Jared Patterson or something. I felt like he was toting the rock pretty good. So I feel like if the Bucs can get their run game going, mixed in with the Mike Evans and the firepower they have, I think this will be an intriguing game.
I think it'll be a good game, but I think Cowboys eke it out.
Really?
Really, I just want to see Cowboys go to Philadelphia. That's what I want to see.
I'll tell you what,
because that'll be the highest rated game.
128 yards in today's NFL, Sean.
What was it?
14 for 37 for 128 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick six for Dak.
Was that
a Washington defense?
All right, so you're going to give me 1 week stat? 1 week of stats?
Oh, we can give you a bunch of week stats.
Hold up. You know what?
He missed 4 games, and I believe he's like top 3 in interceptions.
He missed 5 games, and as of last week, he was tied for most interceptions in the league. And then threw a pick 6 that lost his team. Come on, bro. I'll give you a lot of stats if you want about Dak. You want me to bring back the stat where last year in the playoffs, the dude ran a quarterback sneak with no timeouts?
So what do you think? It's going to be a blowout in Tampa?
No, it's not going to be a blowout. I think Tampa wins, though. I think it's like a 3-point, 7-point game, something like that. 3-6.
What's the point spread? I haven't looked at it yet.
Tampa plus 3.
Tampa plus 3 at home.
So really, Dallas is a 6-point favorite.
Right.
Yeah, that speaks volumes, though. That does speak volumes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean,
but that's record driven, though. They're basically basing it off the record and how the Bucs have played in the past.
You can't say it's record driven. Come on, Vegas is smarter than that. They know exactly what they're doing. They're not just looking at teams' records and basing on point spreads off of records. I mean, come on.
I think they're just giving Dallas too much credit. And this ain't listen. I've been very unbiased on this show. It's been my goal to not just completely trash Dallas or the Ravens or all these teams that I think absolutely stink. But like that little plug. But I just don't see why anyone would be confident in Dallas. Now, listen, I can say that and then still turn around and say I'm not as confident in Philly as I was in Week 13. So I'm not playing. I'm going to play both sides, and there's a lot of teams that I'm a little less confident in. But it's like I'm extremely unconfident in the Cowboys' ability to go in and just think that they're going to fucking. I don't see how anyone thinks they're 6-point favorites over Brady and the boys. Unless Brady and the boys are just that bad the
problem is they've been super inconsistent all year. The Bucs have.
Yeah,
but that offense has not looked right at all.
Brady's the greatest playoff performer of all time. The guy flips a fucking switch. We've seen this before.
Okay, so if you were putting money on the game, who would you be putting money on?
Bucs.
Tampa Bay plus 3.
Bucs. Honestly.
Okay. Plus 3, and I'm sprinkling some on the money line.
Yeah.
I do. Listen.
So why
Sean,
are you guys arguing with me again?
You think the Cowboys are going to win?
Oh, you're taking the Bucs.
That's what we said.
Bucs plus 3.
Who wins the game
money
outright?
line?
Like Sean Timler said, Bucs money line.
Who wins the game outright, Sean? You're taking Dallas.
I'm taking Dallas. Yeah.
Now, are you taking Dallas because you think Dallas is going to win, or is that because you want them to win? If you were betting money, are you taking Cowboys money line?
I would take Cowboys money line. I definitely wouldn't take the 6 though. I mean, I would definitely wouldn't lay the 6.
Well, it's not 6.
Oh yeah, we were talking about because it was home.
Well, no, because they're home
field advantage.
Yeah. I would do that. Yeah, I would do Dallas minus 3. I'm not going to, but I would if I was if I was betting it. That's what I would take.
All right. Well, I love that we all agree to disagree. Let's get some official. Sean, real quick before we get our official Bucs Cowboys picks, which I already know where you're going. Give me your pick. Give me a quick rundown and your pick on the 49ers Seahawks. I'll give you a hint. Me and Tom went with the Niners. Me and Derek went with the Niners, and Tom might be getting a phone call from JOB because he went with the Hawks.
That's just Tom trying to be controversial. That's just Tom. He's not that stupid. This is going to be a blowout. This is going to be a blowout.
A blowout.
It's going to.
Why are you shaking your head, Tom?
Not a blowout.
What makes you think it's not going to be a blowout? You think Geno Smith has any chance against that defense? Do you think that defense has any chance against? Is Debo back? Debo's back, right?
Yeah, he's back. He played last week.
Yeah, he played last week. With Debo, C-Mac, Ayuk, Kittle.
Listen, dude, like I told them guys, I'm going to tell you, it's hard to beat a team 3 times in one season. It's a division game. And if anybody can make adjustments, it's Pete Carroll. He's been there. He knows what it's like. I'm not saying Shanahan hasn't been there, but Pete Carroll's been there more. Shanahan's also been on the losing side of a 28-3 loss.
He wasn't the head coach.
Doesn't matter. He's still offensive coordinator.
He wasn't the head coach. And he wasn't the quarterback.
What's the spread that one? It's got to be double digits, right?
Seattle -10 or Seattle plus
Niners -10.
When's the last time a fucking playoff game has been that?
I mean, don't even know. That seems high. It seems very high.
10 points?
Well, look at the Bills.
That means, Tom, the Seattle Seahawks are losing by 20.
Nah, it just means everybody wants you to pick San Fran -10.
No, stop, Tom. You're overthinking.
I mean, Buffalo's -10.5.
Who they play?
Miami.
They're playing Miami.
Yeah, they're playing a depleted Miami team though. That's gonna probably play Skylar Thompson.
Why isn't Teddy starting?
So Tom, but to your point, I agree with you. It's hard to beat a team 3 times in 1 year, but when that team has already beat you by 20 and 12 points.
And that 12, we just talked about it before when you were sitting in the loading station and you couldn't hear us. That's what we were talking about. That even that 12-point loss, that game was 21-3 or 21-6 or something like that.
There was some garbage times points in that one.
Yeah.
They scored with a minute and some change left.
Right.
And that was they had Tyler Lockett. That was pre-Lockett injury. They had Kenneth Walker before he got a little banged up. Like, they had their guys, and they still did nothing. I just don't see. And it was Brock Purdy that played that game.
I'm not betting no money on it. And when somehow, magically, from the grace of the football god, Seattle wins, I could come on the show and say I told you so.
I mean, you guys want to talk about a team that's only in the playoffs because another team was lousy? Green Bay Packers are the reason that the Seattle Seahawks are in the freaking playoffs because they can't
Detroit Lions
at home.
It's literally the Detroit Lions.
I mean,
they're the circle of life.
Win the game.
Yeah,
Seattle. But still, Detroit is the circle of life. They lost to the bum ass. It was the Panthers.
Mm-hmm.
If they win that game, they're in the playoffs. And then they beat the Packers to knock the Packers out of the playoffs.
Well, if my aunt had
with nothing to play for except for knocking the Packers out.
Yes.
If my aunt had a dick, she'd be my uncle. And if it was a fifth, I'd be drunk.
Yeah.
So the ifs don't work here. I love the Detroit Lions. I was on the bandwagon. I was messaging Avery and Dane Jackson during the game, like, yo, I wanted Detroit to go, but you got to win the games. And I love that they won and they knocked off that smug prick Aaron Rodgers. Especially, did you see the point where there was a point right before the Green Bay, as the Seattle game was winding down, Green Bay, they had cut to Green Bay and there was fans cheering. And there were a couple of fans that looked like they may have been taunting the Detroit Lions fans because it's like, this game is meaningless for you. And then Detroit was like, nah, like Beetlejuice said, nah.
We're not going, you're not going.
That's what Dan Campbell said. Dan Campbell said that I know we're
out,
but we don't want them guys in.
I love
that.
That might have. The Lions are going to be dangerous.
Yeah, I think that's going to rebrew a rivalry or something there.
It should.
Sean, you think Rodgers' career in Green Bay is done?
No,
yes.
You can't. You're not walking away from $60 million. I don't care how much money you've made. You're not walking away from $60 million guaranteed. Next year's his last year for sure, but you're not. I mean, he's made a ton of money, but $60 million to him is still a shit ton of money. He's not Bill Gates. I mean, he's made a couple $100 million in his career.
I don't know. I think he might be a simple living guy. I don't think like money would be like a huge thing to him. The way he seems like he lives his life, like
those drugs ain't cheap, man.
when you grow them, they are.
I'm just saying if he can go get like a 2-year $80 million contract, $40 million a year from somebody that he's happier with a better chance at winning, maybe he does walk away from the extra $20 million.
That's a fair point. If you go to a team that's set up to win, but I mean, everyone thought that's what you never know how it's going to turn out. That's what we thought was happening in Denver.
Yeah.
So Tom, well, I want to be the first
Denver's
to say,
about to get Sean Payton.
Fuck getting Sean Payton before they're even. Denver's going to be. I said it. I think I might have said it before the year, but mark my words again, and just strike my words from the record from last year. Denver is going to be nasty next year. That defense, guys, that defense is good. They're going to rebound. They're going to be another year better, right? Older, wiser, better. The run game should be back. Javonte Williams. Those receivers are going to get a full offseason with Russ where he's not distracted about anything else that happened. There's no contract talk. There's none of that. It's just go fucking play, and they're going to have a new front office. And they could have one of the better coaches that's available on the market. So, miss me with the bullshit. Broncos Nation. That's right.
That screen clip is going to Sippo next year mid-season.
Let me mark.
They're about to give up a future. They're about to give up a first-round pick to get Sean Payton.
Would you not?
I wouldn't.
I wouldn't.
Not a first-round pick, man.
It's tough.
Well, that's the go.
I love Sean Payton. I think he's a great coach, but I'm not giving up a first-round pick for a coach.
I don't think they're going to get a first, simply because, I mean, there's really nowhere else. I think Payton's going to just be like Denver's. Where else is he going to go? He's not going to Houston. He's not going to, if Vegas decides to cut ties with their coach, which I don't think they're going to do, but they might. That fucking organization is dysfunctional. Maybe Peyton and Aaron Rodgers both end up in Vegas with Tom's one. That's something that Tom said a few weeks ago. He thinks that there's a chance that, I think it was you, Tom, that said Rodgers goes back with Adams. I guess.
Well, Devontae Adams said he's 100% staying in Vegas this year, but he wants to know who the quarterback is. Meaning he wants to stay on who the quarterback's going to be.
Well, what's Carr's contract situation?
Ryan, you could explain that because you broke it down a couple weeks ago.
What, Derek Carr's contract?
Like they cut him. They free up that money or something, right?
Yeah. So there was a thing to where if he gets injured, they owe him. It was like $20 million or so. I forget what the numbers were, but they owed him a shit ton of money. His contract became guaranteed if he would have got hurt in the last 2 weeks, so which is a part of the reason why they sat him. And then his response, of course, was to just not come back and say, "I'm going to stay away from the game." There was an article I seen, because I couldn't figure out why the hell this dude was sitting. Like, I mean, Derek Carr, he's a good guy. He's not just he's not Lamar who's sitting out to prove a point. I'm taking shots all night, baby. Let me see. Let that static pass real quick. And then I got a comment I want to jump to. I love this comment. Sean, you can't see them, but our boy Shep said, "Thank God Sean has the sports knowledge to fit in with your podcast because his personality belongs on jeans." And we're not supporting podcast slander. I like those guys over there. I won't say nothing bad about them. They're great guys. Shally, Cottrell, which I don't know him personally, and of course Gene, which I do know. But personalities might be a little better here. Might be a little better. And then Kerry, which we know who that is, comes in figuring out why Shep had to come in with the kill shot. I'm like, that's why we need more Sippo interaction, because it's like we could grill guys like you.
Let's get Shep on here and see what he does.
We can get Shep. All you gotta do is text me or message me your email. I'll get you on here whenever. But I did go
on here while he's on a fucking plane to Canada.
He flies to Canada.
He's traveling to Canada. Seems like every other week.
I'll bring the sports knowledge. Shep can bring the personality because he definitely don't have the sports knowledge. So,
all right. So real quick, I need your official.
What's more valuable in this show?
High personality. Nah. I did, yo. I posted in SIPA. I said we're live. I posted that you joined us, and I think the reason why all these people are coming in is because I said you were smiling, and we know that's not something that we typically see out of Sean Maynard. But before we jump into Vikings Giants, I do need your official prediction, Sean, for 49ers Seahawks.
You want to score or just a prediction?
Just a prediction. I think I know where you're going, but I want it on the record.
49ers.
And by I mean Tom
Easily.
wants it on the record, so he could come on and say, I told you so.
49ers by 2 scores.
I like it.
I agree.
All right. And how about Bucks Cowboys? Tom, what's your official prediction, Bucks Cowboys?
Buccaneers.
All right. D?
Buccaneers.
Sean?
Cowboys. Definitely.
Breaking my heart, Sean. You're breaking my heart.
So my picks are officially unofficial. My official picks are coming out only because you might not know, but I have all my leg hairs from my waist down are on the line. I have to perfectly predict all 6 games this weekend, or my legs get waxed for a charity.
That Cowboys tattoo will be shining, boy.
I'm gonna go right now, and I might change. I'm gonna go Bucks, and I think I'm gonna stick Bucks the whole way. But we got 3 hosts with Bucks, and we got a guest taking the Cowboys, and this might be his last time ever being on this show. Let's transition over to Vikings Giants. Give me some initial thoughts on this, D, on this game here.
My initial thoughts is Daniel Jones stinks, but so does Kirk Cousins. So, this is a toss-up game to me. And I think that it's going to come down to Saquon having a little rest. So he's going to be ready to go with those fucking tree stumps for legs. He's going to run all over this Vikings defense. Kirk Cousins never could get it done in a big game. Then it's just going to continue. So I think the Giants are going to pull this game out. And I said it in the beginning, the Giants, for whatever reason, when they're in a wild card, weird shit happens.
Mm-hmm.
So give me the Giants.
Yeah, that's the Patriots.
Officially. Yeah, right.
Sean, Dylan wants to know who the guy smiling is. Sean, who you got on the game?
Anything's possible, Dylan. What's that?
Giants, Vikings. Who you got?
I think I'm going to go to Giants. I agree with D. I mean, Kirk Cousins is Captain Laying Egg in the playoffs. So, and Giants are a scrappy team. I think they'll pound the rock with Saquon and keep it out of their Kirk Cousins' hand, and I think they'll get it done.
Yeah, I think the last time they played, I took the Giants to win. I think I took them on here, and I took them in a bet, in a parlay, and they didn't win. And it is tough to beat a team multiple times, especially when you play them twice. They're not in your division, to Tom's point. But I can't see. I've been on the downfall of the Giants since like the mid-season of both New York teams. I didn't believe in their quarterbacks. I thought their defenses were good. The Giants were fraud. Their defense was a fraud. I thought they were the beginning of the season. They looked like a top 10 defense, and then they just didn't anymore. I think that the Vikings are going to come in. I'm a little concerned with what's going on with Dalvin Cook to see if he's going to be 100% healthy. But regardless, they got a very good backup. I don't think the Giants have anyone to stick Jefferson. And I like the Giants. I mean, the Vikings, I know their defense is shit, but I like their defense against Daniel Jones a little bit better than I like it the opposite way. Giants trying to slow down all those weapons in Kirk. One thing about Kirk is he might choke a lot, but he could put up some yards. He could put up some points. When he's good, he's really good. But when he's bad, he's very mid. He's very bad. I'm going Vikings here. I'm going to oppose you too. I'm taking the Vikings. Tom.
Wait, so is that officially unofficial or is that official?
It's officially unofficial.
Okay, got you.
Tom.
Yeah.
Give me the knowledge. Give me the knowledge that's coming down that vein right there to the pea brain.
Well, I don't know what.
That is a husky vein, Tom. Jesus.
Derek's been watching the thing.
You're thinking so hard right now. That fucking vein popping out. Jesus. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Say, but I'm going to keep it PG for the podcast.
Yeah, please
say that. Listen, when I upload this every week,
that you're on right now, brother. And you know
Derek said, Tom said the only one you're on is the main vein.
But I'm gonna go.
Why'd you look down? That was so weird. Why'd you?
Who looked down? I'm looking at my phone.
No, I can tell you.
I just looked down what he said. Your pecker.
No, yeah, you're down there. I want to know how you're in two places at the same time.
Derek, back to the podcast.
You dickhead. This team isn't coached by Tom Coughlin, so there's no crazy shit happening in the wild card. They don't have Eli Manning. They don't have this ain't happening. They have Daniel fucking Jones. All you got to do is somehow find a way to contain Saquon Barkley, and you have a very good chance to win this game. Like Ryan said, you don't know what
you make that sound easy though.
What type of condition Dalvin Cook's in? But even without Dalvin Cook, Alexander Mattison is a very, very good backup running back who could literally be a starting running back on a lot of teams in the NFL. I'm going to go with Justin Jefferson, who had 12 catches for 133 yards and 1 touchdown. Kirk Cousins, 34-48, 299 yards, 3 touchdowns. I mean, Kirk had a great game against the Giants 3 weeks ago. They have no answer for Justin Jefferson, and that's not including T.J. Hockenson catching 2 touchdowns. They have no answer for T.J. Hockenson. The Vikings, the Giants now got to go back into Minnesota. And this ain't a primetime game. It's not a Sunday night football, not a Monday night football game. It's a 4:30 game. Kirk will be fine this round. I think the Vikings win a lot easier than you think.
Split decisions. Split down the middle. I like it.
I mean, listen, I'm glad you think that way, Tom, because sometimes you don't think at all. And for you to think that the Vikings are going to contain Saquon the way you think they are is just beyond me.
I mean, and Daniel Jones had a pretty good game too against the Vikings.
Exactly. It's not like he shit the bed. So that also was a close game, 27-24.
Are you ready to hitch your wagon? So look, I want you to think about this from my perspective, because I'm coming to you guys for insight. That's part of why we have an extra guest on this week. Is this game matters a lot to me because of my leg hairs. And the condition, I don't care about being bald from the waist down. I care about the fucking fashion that it's got to come off. Each pool is my wife or if one of your wives or Shay, whoever it was that we said was pulling these waxes off my legs and my shin. The enjoyment that comes with each one for them and the pain that comes from me.
Is that being live streamed on the podcast?
It is being, dude. I live streamed getting a tattoo, a Dallas Cowboys tattoo on my leg. You think I'm a bitch? Mama ain't raised one. Stop that. But this is just.
Well, we're thinking about having a golf outing, so
we are, and you better come for it.
So we may do it then, so everybody can see his sexy legs.
Sean already said he's down the drive to go golfing.
So what it is, Sean, is it's here's the bet. Tom and Derek have a bet. If the Cincinnati Bengals make the
Ravens.
Super Bowl, if the Bengals make the Super Bowl, Tom gets to shave Derek's eyebrows live on the show.
Oh, that would be amazing. But you're safe, Tom. It's all good.
If the Bengals lose in their first round, this was made weeks ago, which now is the Ravens. If the Ravens beat the Bengals, Tom must golf the entire. We're gonna throw a charity outing. Tom must golf the entire outing in a full body spandex suit.
Now it explains why Tom's been so adamant about the Bengals this week. Now it makes sense.
And if the Bengals eliminate your Ravens but don't make it to the Super Bowl, it falls in a gray area where now all three of us are in on this bet. They both will have to wear spandex, and my portion of the bet, I wanted to be original, was the Detroit Lions making and winning the playoffs. But if they didn't make the playoffs, because I was minding my business. Tom just was like, you're a bitch for not getting in. I was like, I'm not the one making stupid bets. But then I was like, you know what? I'll jump in. So if the Bengals win, but don't win this week, but don't go to the Super Bowl, they're officially in a gray area. And my portion of that bet is I must correctly predict all 6 games of Wild Card Weekend. And if not, I wax my legs live on the show. and then I have to golf that same outing that these two dummies are in spandex. I got to be in jorts, short jorts.
Oh my god,
short. So I say that to say, I want to welcome you and invite you to the golf outing, and I want to apologize ahead of time for multiple reasons. One, you will see my beautiful legs. That's not an apology. That's just a heads up. But one apology is that you will see Tom in spandex. The other apology is that you will see Derek in spandex. And then the third apology is that you're going to lose to me with wax legs in jorts at golf.
That's not happening. That's not happening.
You will never
happening.
What do you shoot?
That's a surprise.
What?
I'll show you on the course.
Are
you know, like a plus 18 handicap?
What are you?
I'm low 90s.
Are you low 90s? What are you, Tom? Tom knows what I.
Low 190s. Derek's teetering around mid 80s, high 80s consistently. Where are you at?
All right,
don't lie.
I'll beat you then.
Why? What's your score?
I'm in the low 100s.
How you gonna beat me?
You'll be with a cream Tom. You'll be with a cream Tom.
Oh God! Here Derek goes.
Does Tom keep score?
The vernacular. Yo, Tom got fuzzy math. Don't let him fucking keep score. Listen.
But
here it goes.
Back to the topic at hand. The Ravens-Bengals game just got that much more exciting for me.
I'm skipping that golf outing.
That is my father. You are not skipping that outing.
Wait, right? So it's a full body spandex?
Oh yeah, that's what he said.
It's like that,
like a
fucking green suit. That white suit.
All right.
When's the golf outing?
It's going to be sometime in April, May, or probably April or May. Probably either beginning April or any time in May, because we got that golf. We got a golf trip in April that Tom's not going to because he's a pussy.
Yeah, did we figure out what course we were going to try to go to?
I was just going to do Juniata because I figured that was the only one that might allow us to participate in spandex and fucking.
There's got to be some shitty public course.
Yeah, we could probably. Yeah, we'll probably get something going.
Juniata.
Yeah, it has
not work.
Yeah.
Listen, it's shitty. Go stick this dude down there. Go stick Derek at Augusta. There he is. Go stick Derek at Augusta, right? And the dude shoots 100. Go stick him at the shitty course, and he shoots an 8 in the 80s. And you know why? They could be the same. They could literally be the same course, just with different. It's because the fucking crabgrass. You put him on a nice. He's Philly through and through. You put him on a nice course, nice and smooth, and let him putt. He fucking stinks. Put him on some shitty one that's got holes everywhere. It's got leaves.
Plays to my advantage.
Dude, we were out the one day, and there was Well, the course was completely frozen. One, but this dude, there's sticks all over the greens to where it's right in his line, like little twigs, like he's gonna bump over. And I'm like, going to clean. He's like, nah, right, leave him. I'm like, bro, he's like, leave him. Don't worry. Sinks a 20-foot putt going over top of a fucking. I'm like, this dude, bro. There's something.
You got to read the line, man. You got to read the line.
Oh, stop it. All right. I want to jump over into the AFC, and I'm going to save the best for last. You know what? Fuck it. Let's go into it because Tom and Sean, I don't want to say a word. I just want Tom versus Sean. That's it.
Before we get this, you want to take them 4 shots now, Rye?
Why?
Because that game is over
already.
24-7?
24-7. Over.
Why is it over? All right, let's double down. I'll make it 5 shots for you, Tom. But if they lose, you do 5 beers tomorrow. Well, just know you're gonna get fired if you do that. So think about that before you take this bet, Tom. Now is a great opportunity, though. I bet you it's a great opportunity to go put $10 on TCU to win that game on the money line.
Wasting $10. There's
no chance that's happening. Yeah.
I'm going to put $10, and if I don't answer your calls tomorrow, just know I'm bathing in gold doubloons. All right. Well, as soon as we get a little pause, then I will go and honor my bet live, and I will take some shots.
What was your bet?
Then
TCU versus Georgia straight up.
But listen, Sean, I don't mind I don't mind losing.
My
Brian
whole
just he wanted to get drunk tonight.
on the podcast.
He just wanted to get drunk tonight. Baby, you don't understand. I have to.
Listen. Here's the thing, and here's the reason why I did that, Sean, is because Tom was so against TCU when that final hectic last weekend happened and we didn't know who was going to be where.
Tom suckers people in the bets, man.
Tom said nobody. No, I want to tell you something about you with Tom, but I'll get to that in a second. Tom was supporting anybody except TCU. Pretty much was like, TCU got no chance. Then boom, they make it. Then live on this show, Tom says that TCU has no shot at beating Michigan. I told him he was crazy. TCU goes in and beats Michigan. Then he comes today and he says that TCU that he's supporting them, almost supporting TCU, saying blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, no, don't fucking do this.
Don't go to blah, blah, blah. I'm supporting Quentin Johnston.
He said, I'm taking the best wide receiver over the best defense.
Why didn't you do that before?
That's not what I said.
Here we go. Go ahead. Rewind the footage. What'd you say, Tom?
He said, why do you want TCU to lose? You hate Max Duggan. I said, win. I said, the only reason why I want TCU to win is because, one, it's good for college football for an upset like that. And two, because I want Quentin Johnston to win. That's it.
Yeah, whatever.
But you're going to tell me this. You're going to tell me this. If TCU was to pull this game out, it would be immaculate for college football.
It would.
Yeah.
It
would.
You know what's going to be immaculate?
So the big question is Lamar Jackson playing?
Yes.
I'm not asking you, Tom. You're a fucking Bengals fan.
So
Sean.
all I can go off of is what everyone else is hearing. It's a strong chance that he's going to play. Aaron Rappaport was on McAfee's show saying that he's hearing from his source out of the Ravens facility that he's going to be playing this week, and if he doesn't play, it's because of a setback. Everyone was saying that he wasn't getting treatments. He didn't want to play. He was holding out. He didn't want to risk injury, all this. But then come to find out he's going in and getting treatment every single day. So I think they also said he doesn't want to play with a brace. But I think a playoff game, I don't know. I don't think Lamar has it in him to sit out a playoff game if he's able to go in there. So whether he plays or not, I don't know.
That was going to be a question I had for you. Do you think, because I remember when Lamar went down, that's when me and you started. That's when we locked in these AFC North bets. And I remember being like, this dude might not play. And I think you were on the opposite side saying, no, he'll be back. And I'm not here to argue, semantics or context or whatever anybody said. My question is, do you think that, because I think Lamar, I think he could have played if absolutely necessary. Because, again, now it's a playoff game and he's almost ready to go. But do you think there's a chance that Lamar sit out kind of just to prove a point to Baltimore, like one, or like, yo, you need me? Or did he sit out? Is this a protection thing? Like, you motherfuckers didn't pay me. I'm still kind of injured to where if I had that security, I'm playing and we're winning the AFC North. But because you didn't pay me, now you got to wait till the playoffs for me to get me back. And even that's not a surefire thing.
So I think that is a possibility only because the Ravens clinched the playoffs a few weeks ago. If the Ravens hadn't clinched the playoffs, I don't think he does that. I think there's definitely something to him saying, look, you guys obviously need me. You can't win without me. He proved it last year, and it's proven it this year. And you have zero chance of winning in Cincinnati without Lamar. If Lamar Jackson played Sunday's game, the Ravens had a great shot at winning that game.
Not at all.
All right, Tom, tell me why, if Lamar played on Sunday, why they wouldn't.
Because you're not going to get the same Lamar you think you're going to get. All the reports came out that he's not playing because his knee is still swollen. And they're scared that the swelling's not going to go down within a week, but regardless, he's still going to play. A 50% Lamar still gives you a chance to win the game. You're going into the jungle. You're going into Cincinnati. You're going against arguably the hottest team in the AFC right now. 100% Lamar, 100% you have a chance to win the game. And I get that it's a division game, but I just think the Bengals go in. Bengals are home. The Bengals are just going to win this game with ease.
All right. Did you watch the game Sunday?
Yes, I did.
I'm not being a dickhead. I'm really asking. All right. The Bengals scored, 3 points in the second half? 3 points. They were up 20. They had 24 points in the first half, and the final score was 27-16. 14 of those points, 21 of those points were thanks to Anthony Brown Jr., undrafted free agent. 2 picks thrown, 2 ridiculous picks that even a 50% Lamar Jackson does not throw. Now, is Lamar Jackson Patrick Mahomes passing? No, but he's also not undrafted free agent and his first start and on the road bad at throwing like that. I mean, those picks were awful. And then the fumble in the end zone, that's 21 points, just like that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not happening. Even with Lamar Jackson, and I wouldn't say he's 50%, but Lamar would probably be closer to 75% if I had to guess. The only thing that's really changing is his burst and his ability to score with his feet. I think he'll still be able to be elusive in the pocket and escape and create plays in the pocket behind the line of scrimmage. I don't think that's going to change. And also, he's not going to cost you a game like that. I mean, if the defense plays like they did last week, and you got to think Cincinnati had all their starters out on offense. So we didn't. The only thing we were really missing on defense was Marcus Peters, and the defense played a great game. They shut him down in the second half, and the only reason they had 24 points, in my opinion, was because of Anthony Brown Jr. I don't think he's going to play regardless. I think if at worst case you'll see Tyler Huntley. So yeah, I mean, there's a reason it's only, I think it was like a 6-point spread, and
Yep.
a lot of that has to do with the uncertainty of Lamar playing. If Lamar's
playing,
huh?
That spread right there tells you Lamar is playing.
You're probably right.
Because what was the spread this week? It was
7.5, I think.
7.5. No, 9. No,
Oh,
by the time by the time the game came, it was double digits.
Because I'm pretty sure the Ravens didn't announce who the starting quarterback was until game time.
Right, it was 10.5 by the time kickoff game.
But
I remember.
So you're going into Cincinnati, and they're only 6.5 point. That tells you everything that Lamar is playing the game.
Right.
I do want to jump in real quick and kind of touch on something that Sean said, because Tom is extremely confident in his Bengals, and going into halftime, and I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, Sean. How did they score their first touchdown? Was it, because I'm seeing two? I didn't watch the full game. I watched the highlights, and I don't recall. Was that the touchdown to that Kenyon Drake got? What was the fumble touchdown that they took away?
The fumble touchdown.
Oh no, that was the touchdown. That was the touchdown by Cincinnati.
That was a touchdown at the end of when we were backed up in the end zone at the end of the half.
Yeah, I misread this, but in the second half, the Bengals had one possession that went more than 3 plays. They had one drive that wasn't a 3-and-out, Tom, and that one drive, 8 plays, 67 yards, and they kick a field goal. And I can tell you one thing. I'm on the side of the Bengals in this game for multiple reasons. One, I think they're going to win. 2, I would like to see them continue, because I do think that they give the other teams a little bit of a better run, because Lamar's a unicorn. But Sean, I've said to you all year, the injuries and the lack of talent around him, there's a concern for your team there, at least in my point of view. But Tom, if the Bengals are shut out in the second half of that playoff game the way that they were just shut out this past week against the same defense that's going to wind up getting Humphrey back, what makes you think that they're going to
Marcus Peters
or Peters? What makes you think they're going to go and beat, like, again, they get shut out like they just did. They get fucking, what did they have? 7 3-and-outs in the second half. They're not beating the Ravens doing that shit, Tom. Where was your boys at in the second half?
I get your point, because they put up 0 points in the second half against New England.
So they got, what you're saying is they got a history of not doing shit in the second half.
Correct, but I also get the point where they put up 31 points against the Buccaneers in the second half, and they put up 13 points in the second half against the Chiefs to help them win the game. So I get where you're saying they're a hit or miss team, but you can't sleep on the Bengals defense in the second half neither. I mean, I understand without Lamar, they held I'm not going to mention anything because, like you said, it's Anthony Brown. There's nothing to really say there. But at the end of the day, they won the game. They did what they needed to do, and now it's playoff football. So I have all the faith that Cincinnati will get it done against Lamar Jackson. They're the hottest. They're one of the hottest teams in the AFC right now.
And on the offensive side of the ball, you got to think the Ravens also didn't have J.K. Dobbins. They essentially didn't have Gus Edwards because he went out in like the first quarter with a concussion, and they didn't have Mark Andrews. And Anthony Brown threw for 286 yards, and they let Isaiah Likely get 103 yards receiving, Sammy Watkins 80 yards receiving, and I don't think Watkins has had a game above 50 yards all freaking year. And
he fumbled the ball to end the game.
And you're getting Zeitler back, and Kevin Zeitler, I know he's a guard, but he's a Pro Bowl level guard, and Reeder was destroying Cologne all game, our other guard. I just think it's going, and it's the third game of a divisional game. I just think it's going to be closer than you think, and I absolutely think we have a chance. And
I just don't like how this Baltimore team turned over the ball. And this ain't a shot at Baltimore. This is actually a shot at Cincinnati. How's Baltimore turned the ball over 4 times? Everything Sean just said, all the people that missed the game, Lamar not playing, Baltimore gets 4 turnovers, or they lose the ball 4 times, 2 fumbles, 2 picks. Cincinnati turned it over just once, and this was still a pretty close game. They had their chances in the second half to pull within. I just don't think – I do think the Bengals win. I just don't think it's as clear cut as Tom I think it is. But Tom has been on the Bengals all year for whatever reason. We're not sure. Cincinnati must have relocated to L.A. and changed their name from Chargers to the Bengals, but he's all over them. Let's get some official picks, Tom. I know. Whoa. I'm sorry.
D's been patiently.
Derek just wants to shit talk the Bengals every chance he gets.
I have been patiently waiting for my.
He has been patiently waiting.
I am going to say something nice about the Ravens, all right? Because I'm going with the Ravens no matter if Lamar plays, Tyler Huntley plays, or Anthony Brown plays. I'm going with the Ravens. And that's because I'm just going against your Bengals from here on to the Super Bowl.
How confident are you?
Hold on. You had a lot to talk about. I'm
going to mute him.
But, yeah, please mute him because him talking it just pisses me off. But, Tom, here we go. If Lamar Jackson does play, however, this is serious. This is not like being a troll or anything because, I love to troll your Bengals. I am really picking the Ravens. And the reason why I'm picking the Ravens is because Joe Burrow, he kind of has security when it comes to his contract. If he continues to progress the way he is, which seems like he'll be a top 5 quarterback in the league, going forward. Lamar Jackson, he's playing for his livelihood right now. Which I'm not saying he's not going to get a contract from the Ravens or another team, but I think if he goes and beats this Bengals team in the playoffs and, does a little bit more in the playoffs, I think he's getting paid from the Ravens. I think the Ravens they have to re-sign him. If you're going in and you're beating a rival like the Bengals, you have to re-sign him. So if Lamar plays, I am really picking the Ravens. If he doesn't play, I got to go with the Bengals, unfortunately. But seriously, if Lamar plays, I'm going with the Ravens, Tom, and he will beat your Bengals because I've said this in the beginning. They kind of shit on Lamar a little bit, not the fans or anything, but the front office by not giving him that contract and, him kind of being in limbo when it comes to basically job security because of his type of style of play. Like we talked about, right, how they're putting their bodies on the line more than a Tom Brady or some of those guys that aren't really mobile like that. But the Ravens, if Lamar plays, they have a good chance, and I will rock with them. And I think I've said historically they've always had a great defense, and I think their defense steps up against the Bengals, and I think they give them a game and win. He's quiet, right? He's quiet.
So Derek, how confident are you?
And what?
Matter of fact, I'm not worried about you. Sean, how confident are you, Sean?
If Lamar plays, I'm at like 80%, no lie.
Sean, how confident are you, Sean?
I would say I'm about the same, about 80. Look, Tom, all right, just I want you to respond to this one point.
Go ahead.
Anthony Brown Jr., an undrafted rookie free agent, led the team on Sunday. J.K. Dobbins was out. Mark Andrews was out. Our Pro Bowl guard was out. We turned the ball over 4 times, and we lost by 11 points. Yeah. So please tell me, if Mark Andrews plays, J.K. Dobbins plays, Kevin Zeitler plays, Marcus Peters plays, Lamar Jackson plays, why you don't think this team will win?
Could win.
I
think
the Bengals are just a better team. They have the better quarterback. They have the better running back. They have the better receivers. All you have is the better tight end.
Who's the better team, the Cleveland Browns or the Baltimore Ravens?
As a team as a whole?
As a team as a whole?
Yeah.
I think Cleveland.
Cleveland has a better offense. They're
Baltimore's
just led by Deshaun Watson, and you have the better quarterback.
Go ahead.
The Ravens or the Steelers?
Steelers. Ravens.
He's the ultimate true.
I get what you're trying to say, because
the point is it's a divisional game and you play each other all the time.
No, and I get what you're saying, that because all these guys have better positional players than you, but you somehow still had a better record. And that comes down to your quarterback play.
And defense,
so if he's back,
you have the
Tom, what happens if Lamar plays? Do they get more wins? Would they be better than the Bengals?
No, the Bengals still would win the division.
If Lamar never got hurt, we'd have won the division.
I don't know, Tom.
It would have came down to yesterday's game or Sunday's game. Yeah, yesterday.
And Lamar might have won that game because Anthony.
But at the end of the day, what did Ryan say? If was a fifth, I'd be drunk. You're saying you're speaking hypotheticals.
I mean, Tom.
We have to speak hypothetical.
If Jalen Hurts didn't play yesterday, we would be the 3rd seed in the NFL, or we'd be the 2nd seed, possibly the 3rd.
But you're right. It's the if factor. But you would have to hope that Minshew could get it done against some second.
Exactly why I would hope that Joe Burrow would get it done against Lamar Jackson, which I hope and I am very confident that he does Sunday afternoon. But Sean, how confident are you? I need a new shirt in my wardrobe.
I'm retired from betting you, Tom.
I need a new pair of socks.
That $300 is staying at $300 until Carson Wentz hangs up them cleats. I'm not letting you chip away another penny from that.
Carson Wentz
I need to enjoy some of it.
Carson Wentz will be a pastor in the next 2 years.
I think he's on his way to being done with football.
Yeah.
So, Tom, do you not think that the Ravens would have beat the Browns, who scored 13 points, if they had Lamar Jackson?
It comes down to
Come on, don't be an idiot, Tom. Stop.
He's beating. What about
nobody on this show thought the Bengals were going to go into Kansas City and win? Nobody, but they did. Anything can happen in the National Football League. Nobody on the show thought Sam Howell was going to go and beat Dallas, and look what happened. The National Football League, anything can happen on a Sunday. Anything.
Exactly.
Just like the Ravens beating the Bengals.
Ravens can beat the Bengals on Sunday.
I never said they couldn't. I said they're not going to, though.
We asked you specifically why you thought the Ravens couldn't, and you gave us an entire list.
No, I know you didn't.
Yes, you gave a soliloquy, Tom.
Sean said
you asked me. You asked me for my prediction.
Clip it.
Sean, you said he literally said with this player, and we turned the ball over 4 times. Why do you think this team won't go in? And I corrected him and said, no, fuck that. Couldn't. Why do you think this team couldn't go in and win? And you said, anybody remember what he said?
I don't know.
Because the Bengals are the hottest team in the AFC.
They are.
And then his fucking vein
that was your answer.
Come on, Tom.
I'm
with you.
Just like Joe Mixon did. Took a fucking quarter out of his sock and booted it.
I did like that. I love that.
The Bengals got ultimately fucked out of the 2 seed.
Tom, if Lamar Jackson plays, the way you've been talking all week, let's not backpedal now. The way you've been talking all week is that the Ravens don't have a chance. You're talking about getting waxed. You're talking about there's no shot the Ravens win.
He won't give you points, though. Sean, he won't give you points. He
won't
give you points. He won't. He won't. He won't. Look at him. He's scared.
We Sean, we know the deal with.
I want you to look at me right now and tell me the Ravens will get waxed if Lamar Jackson's playing.
Explain the word wax. How many points is that by?
10 or more. 10 or
10 or
more.
more. Two possessions.
14 or more. Two touchdowns or more.
I mean, the Bengals cover the spread.
Tom, I need you.
So give him the points then, Tom. You give him the points on his shirt bet.
We don't bet points.
Sean
knows that the best, and Sean knows we don't bet points.
Tom, I need you to say the Bengals wax thing again.
Why?
If Lamar Jackson plays, what happens in that game?
The Bengals cover the spread.
What's the other thing you're supposed to say? I need a clip, Tom. I just need this. I need you on the side.
Tom,
if the Cincinnati Bengals
host
the Baltimore Ravens
will wax the Baltimore Ravens.
The Cincinnati
if Lamar
Bengals
Jackson plays,
will wax the Baltimore Ravens.
Even if Lamar Jackson
I don't give a fuck if it's Huntley, Anthony, fucking whatever his name is, Anthony Brown Jr., Sean Maynard, Anthony Sortino, Derek Gibson, Ryan Gallagher, Tom Flynn, Lamar Jackson. The Bengals win the game and they cover the spread.
Is that Tom Flynn's lock of the week?
No, let's not get carried away.
That tells you everything you need to know.
The Bengals haven't let me down all year.
I want you to lock that in. I want it to be Tom Flynn's lock of the week.
But he won't give you the point.
Yo, we have a little Sean on Sean violence. This is one of Tom's good friends, one of our friends. Great listener of the show. He's on every week. Lock Bengals -6.5. Doesn't matter who's under center.
Sheesh.
Tom, does Timlin bet?
He does.
Might have
Who's
a
his team?
He's an Eagles.
He's an Eagles guy. Come on, man.
Eagles.
The Eagles, baby. All right. Well, this is interesting.
My lock of the week already.
Oof. Hopefully
it
hits. All right. Let's jump over to Bills Dolphins. Any news on Tua? Is Tua going to play this game or?
He's still in concussion protocol.
Yeah, he still hasn't gotten out of protocol.
I mean, he should have been in concussion protocol in week 4 when he got smacked.
They said they'll know more on Wednesday. I guess when their first practice comes along.
It sucks that the first the two of the bigger games in the AFC both have quarterback questions because these could be two really good games. If Tua plays and Lamar plays, I'm looking at Jags Chargers as the best AFC game this weekend, unless Lamar plays and Tua plays. Then all three are going to be a fucking.
Well, the NFL is absolutely rolling on the dice to the fact that Lamar's playing. And why else would they put that on Sunday Night Football? They're not putting Anthony Brown Jr. on Sunday Night Football as the premier playoff matchup.
Well, I mean, at the point of the schedule where you're cutting it down to 6, I feel like each of these matches ups are premier. But I get what you're saying.
If Anthony Brown Jr. is playing, they're going to put him on Saturday at 1 o'clock or 4 o'clock, whatever it is.
That early game.
Yeah.
So Bills Dolphins. I don't see. I don't know. Who's playing for Miami, so this game's kind of hard to call. I'm gonna give my prediction, but I'm gonna give my official prediction once I know the status of the game. But I just don't see. I don't care if it's Tua. I don't care if it's Teddy or Skyler or Mike Glennon. Like, I don't give a damn who it is. I don't see anybody beating the Bills right now. I think they're on an emotional high. I think that they're clearly the better team of these two. Even with Tua, they're the better team. I know that the Dolphins beat the Bills, but I'm taking the Bills over the Dolphins in every aspect. If Tua plays, it's not going to be a blowout. I don't think it's going to be a crazy blowout, but we did see once before last year in a wild card game what the Bills did to a playoff team from the AFC East in the Pats, and they sent them packing and they cooked them by 40 or 50 points.
You say the Dolphins beat the Bills, but that was like week 3. That was also a time when we were up by 20 points against the Bills at some point. I don't think that would happen today. Just my point is, in 15 weeks, a lot changes. Especially a Dolphins team that's lost 5 of the last 6 or 6 of the last 7 or something like that.
It was their schedule was they were 3-0. Then they were 3-3. Then they were 8-3. Then they were 8 and they lost that. They were 8-8. Yeah, so it was 3 wins, 3 losses, 5 wins, 5 losses. Because Tom coined the phrase, it's like NBA, which is a game of runs. Tom thought of that all by himself, nobody else. But we got an official prediction from the Buffalo fan. That said, which is D, 30-13 Buffalo. I might be able to see something like that. Tom, where are you going in this game?
Like you said, they're going to ride an emotional high, coming off a nice win against New England, sending New England packing, back-to-back division games. Again, it's tough to beat a guy. It's tough to beat a team 3 times in the same season, even though
I know what you were about to say.
They split with Miami.
It's tough to beat a guy 3 times in the same season. Yeah. Why didn't you say it, Tom?
I don't know.
He knows why.
Miami, cool. The nice weather in Miami ain't going to fucking negative degrees. Possible snow in Buffalo. Tua, Teddy, Skyler, Mike Lennon. I don't care who it is. Buffalo wins.
D, I'm coming to you. Give me something on this game.
I have nothing on this game. Just give me the Bills.
Sean?
Nice, sweet, and simple.
I mean, the Dolphins just put up 11 points against the Jets.
Hey. What is the strong point of that Jets team, if there's anything?
11 points against the Jets.
What is the strong suit? Listen, Tom fucking screamed at us that Robert Saleh was a fucking defensive genius. And there's no way that the Jets would ever choose Saleh over Zach Wilson if it came down to it. So my question to you, Sean, is what is the strong point of that Jets team? It's the defense.
Their defense. Absolutely. Yeah.
It don't surprise me that the Dolphins, who got a backup quarterback, put up 11 in a game where Tyreek Hill got hurt, Jalen Waddle got hurt. Like, everybody got banged up in that game.
I mean, it's another one. It's just like the Ravens-Bengals game. I think it's going to make a huge difference as to whether or not Tua is playing.
I hope for our sake Tua is playing, bro.
I mean, for our sake, I hope Tua is playing. I hope Lamar is playing. You always want to see the best guys out there, you know. Nobody wants to see fucking Skyler, whatever his name, out there playing in a playoff game, or Anthony Brown Jr. playing against the Bengals again.
I do.
All right. So is everybody on board with the Bills?
Correct.
Yeah, and I don't think it's close either. I think it'll be at least 2 scores, 2 touchdowns.
All right, so I don't know how much you've been following us, Sean, but Derek has a love infatuation with one of these next teams, and then Tom has a former love infatuation. So for the first couple minutes, we're going to let these two go at it. We got Jags and we got Chargers.
Oh.
Boys, take it away. Tom, I need you to tell me why the Chargers are going to win, because I already know which way you're going. Don't try to switch it up. And D, you're going to lead off.
He's going to switch it up. Look at him.
Look, he's already –
Chargers are winning that game.
Why did you shake your head then? You know the Jaguars they're not the first hottest team because your Bengals are. They're the second hottest team in the NFL right now.
Nah.
Duval.
49ers second and first. Duval 3. Go.
No, Duval 2. I would say Duval's 2 right now.
I don't know. It comes down to, like, it's going to be a big if Mike Williams plays this week or not. But I think the Chargers get it done regardless, with or without Mike Williams. But you could sit there with a straight face and tell me Mike Williams arguably does not make that offense any better, then you're crazy.
I'm saying that if the Chargers,
he's been the go-to guy. The guy catches everything in his vicinity. He catches everything. Unbelievable catch after unbelievable catch. Staley should be smacked across his fucking face for keeping the starters in that long in a meaningless game. Stupid as fuck. But I just think the Chargers offense gonna be too much for Jacksonville's defense, and I love Dougie P, but get back to the drawing board next year. You'll be better next year, brother. Chargers win by a touchdown.
He loves Dougie's P. Go ahead, D.
I'm gonna preface what Tom said earlier on one of the games. He's been there. Dougie P has been there before, so he knows. He's been there. He's been there. Listen, Trayvon Walker, the real Josh Allen, is going to be all over Justin Herbert. All over that ass. And when you got that surfer boy under center with that long, blonde, luscious hair, anything is possible. And my key player to watch is going to be Travis Etienne. I know. I was being
say his
smart.
name right, asshole.
I was being smart so you can say some dumb shit like.
Nah, you just butchered that man's name.
I'm sorry, Tom. You're a Clemson Tigers fan. I'm sorry, buddy.
Tom might be because he bounces around from team to team like he bounces around. Never mind.
7 carries, 17 yards for Travis Etienne. That was a great game against Tennessee.
Tennessee has one of the top run defenses in the league, Tom.
Thank God for that 37-yard fumble recovery from Josh Allen, because you would have lost to Joshua Dobbs. Duval, baby!
Hey, it's a team sport, Tom. It's a team sport.
Fuck out of here.
You were just
fucking Chargers.
So
hey, Tom.
Darryl was on your side, D, until you made that real Josh Allen comment.
I had to do it for him.
Go ahead, Sean.
Tom, what was the score the last time these two teams played?
He doesn't know.
I don't know, to be honest with you.
35-10.
38-10.
I thought you didn't know.
Welcome to the Philthy Dad Pod, arguing with Tom, Sean.
Jesus Christ.
Look with the fingers, brother.
Who won that game, Tom?
Tom?
Don't give me the week 3 boot.
How many TDs did my man throw that game? I think it was
Tom?
3, 4, 3.
Tom,
Okay.
Tom,
Okay.
Tom.
Okay.
That was them James Robinson days.
Asking for a friend.
Did Mike Evans play in that game, Sean?
Mike Evans, he plays for
play
the
on
Bucs,
either
so-
team.
No, he didn't. He didn't play in that game. Tom.
No, he did not, Tom. He did not play in that game.
And I think Mike Williams got hurt in that game too.
You think?
My,
So Mike Williams scores 30 more points for that offense?
No, but I mean, Mike Williams and Keenan Allen could score 30 points themselves.
my question is, why are you hanging so strongly, Tom, on the injury string for the Chargers, but you wouldn't give that same love to the Ravens?
Because
It's
he's
like
not
now
consistent.
it's like now you got a crutch, and it's the Mike Williams thing. It's all about Mike Williams.
No,
He ain't even their best receiver.
I said even without Mike Williams, they win the game, but with Mike Williams, it's easier.
Yo, Mike Williams ain't even their best receiver. Joshua Palmer is.
Stop.
Why do you hate Josh Palmer so much?
Because you love him so much.
Now it explains why you hated Peyton. And now, but I love the Eagles so much, and you fucking flipped your fandom at the age of 13. It was like, you know what it was, Sean? Let me explain to you, because Derek already knows. Growing up, we had to listen to Tom. This is a Tom with a rat tail on the back of his head. Tom used to have longer hair, right? He did. We had to listen to Tom love the Chargers and LaDainian Tomlinson up until about the same time he made the decision to cut his hair. It was like he cut his hair and away went the Chargers, and in came the Eagles. It's a new year, new head, new Tom.
I can never forget I seen the old Facebook post screenshots.
Bro,
Fuck. After the Eagles.
Sean Timlin can tell you.
Sucks.
Yo, so the best thing ever, the best Eagles game in my memory, honestly, on it doesn't trump the Super Bowl, but in like a rival thing between me and Tom, and maybe Derek and Tom, it's up there. There's two things that I can always remember Tom being so sure he had won. One is a poker clip that we got to get on this fucking show at some point. If Derek sends it to me, Tom thought we might get it. Dave, you send it to me, I can save it and we'll get it played.
I think I have it.
You have it on demand. It comes up once or twice a year. But the other thing, Sean, was the Chargers and Eagles were playing. This is sometime back in maybe like 06, 07, 08, somewhere around that time, right? and the Chargers are beating on the Eagles. Now, I think this is the game where we held LaDainian Tomlinson. We held LaDainian Tomlinson to like 6 yards on like 20-something carries. Like, we bottled him the fuck up. And the Chargers were lining up for a game-winning field goal. And Tom was talking so fucking greasy. And Quentin McKell blocks the game-winning field goal. And Matt Ware picks it up, takes it to the crib. We beat the Chargers. Tom was the saltiest fucking dude on the planet. Tom.
Is that when he officially switched?
It was shortly after. He switched when Andy Reid left. I'll be completely honest. He didn't like Reid, and
10 years ago on Sunday, I think it was.
When Chip Kelly came, when Chip Kelly took over, Tom became.
I saw the Chiefs tweet out a thank you to the Eagles for that.
What for Andy Reid?
Yeah,
it worked out for both of us. Reid got his Super Bowl, we got ours.
Shout out to the Kelsey brothers, number ones.
Dude, I can't find it.
I got it.
Just send it to me, Tom, so I can save it, and I just want to get that played because that is fucking. Or we could just put that shit straight on the Instagram page, Sean.
Yeah, that must have been the greatest clip of all times.
It was wild too. I think Tom had. So it was Tom. We were playing poker, and this is early in the game. This might be like third, fourth, fifth, sixth hand, somewhere around that time. And Tom gets like a full house, and is fucking ecstatic. Like, he's not showing it, but he's so confident. I bet a small bet. Tom got a full house. So Tom's like thinking, he's like being real smug, real arrogant. He looks over at my chips and goes, how many? He goes, just like this. Look, he goes, I'm all in. And I fucking explode because I got a 4 of a kind of aces. I fucking explode. And I'm like, yeah, you're all in? Boom, you're all the fuck out, pussy. And Derek is just like this the whole time, like,
dude, I'm cracking up.
Tom is got the
They knew when they recorded. So Derek was handing him cards underneath the fucking table.
No, I wasn't. No. I swear, those cards landed that way, dude.
What we would always do is once somebody was out, the people that are out are always looking at everybody else's hands because you kind of want to see what the hand, especially when you get to a point where both guys are ready to go. Because it had led up to that. It was like he bet 10, I bet 10. He bet 10, I bet 10. Like, we knew we both had good hands, but he had the full house. So this dude thought that he just had me fucking cooked, and it turns out he was the fucking turkey. He was the donkey.
Dude, that was great.
Out my boy
you gotta find that clip.
Yeah.
I will. And if we don't get it on here,
I think it's in my old phone.
If we don't get it on here,
I have no knowledge of technology anymore. It's terrible.
And he used to work at a T-Mobile, Sean. The guy used to work at a cell phone store, and he can't. All three of us did. All three of us worked at the same.
Yeah, I just saw you in a diaper with a T-Mobile shirt on.
That was Halloween. I came to work and everybody was dressed up, and for some reason we had a diaper in the back of the store that was just there forever. So I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna wear this diaper. And I put the diaper on and I got a baba, and I worked like that for like 2 hours. I sold like 4 phones. What's up, Tom?
Real quick, 38-7 at halftime. Do you think the game's over?
Oh my God.
I wish I could go get my $7 refunded. I put $7.33 on that game. How the fuck did it get there? It was 24-7 with like a minute and some change left.
And they scored with a minute 19 left, and they scored with 26 seconds left.
Did they TCU turned it over again?
Oh, they punted.
All right, I'll concede. Georgia is fucking. I want to get on a couple of these real quick before we sign out, Sean. Jack off said that you're ugly.
Who's Jack off?
Not as ugly as this game.
That's
the one that got a New Jersey and it's $200 richer.
Wait, who made that bet?
We ended up not doing the jersey. I just donated to his daughter's hospital instead.
I like that.
We did. I did lose the 200. My wife's walking by.
Whoa, that's a. Hey, Aaron.
She can't hear you, dummy.
Oh, yeah. That the whole point behind that was fucking Tom for years calling your wife Aaron instead of Aaron.
I didn't even start that. Who started that?
You did, because you're a nincompoop.
I thought it was you.
Talk or spell, bro.
No, who was the one saying that Aaron rhymes with Aaron, and I just ran with it?
Was it Dane?
It had to be Dane, because Dane was the one going around saying all the rhyming shit. That was his shtick in Sippo for a while. We were just I was out at the bar the other night, right? On Saturday, and I got introduced to this guy, and they're like, "Yo, this is such and such," right?
It's man weird. When you put it that way. I got introduced to this guy. Like you're going out on a date with him.
I may have. He was good looking. Anyway, I'm comfortable with my sexuality. Oh, that's it. Larry rhymes with fairy. That was the debate. So I get introduced.
Rhyme.
Oh, that's a debate for another day. I want to get Dane on here, and I want to get somebody and just let them go for an hour. But I get introduced to this
Larry
Fairy. So I get introduced to this guy, and they're like, "Hey, yo, this is Rye. This is blah 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 blah. This is Rye. I don't even remember his name." And I'm like, "This guy looks really familiar. He's a bartender at the Union Tap. Union Tap showing is where we went for my 25th birthday when you came down to Philly. Remember when Tone drove to the bar to fight you and wound up loving you?"
Yes.
Oh, let's talk about that, because Sean is a piece of shit.
Wait, why is he a piece of shit?
Sean wished injury on Joe Burrow. Sean wished that Joe Burrow gets a high ankle sprain on Sunday.
When?
On last Sunday, when he fucking had a hissy fit and cried and wanted to shoot Tone for Tone saying some shit about Marcus Peters.
Because that was a torn ACL. That's different. I'm just hoping he's out for the game.
I'm
not trying to see the guy.
Yeah, that was.
Wait. Why was Sean and Tone gonna fight?
Because we were watching
Marcus Peters.
The Rams Ravens.
Because it was Rams Monday Night Football, and the Ravens were annihilating. The Ravens were annihilating the Rams on Monday Night Football in 2019. And Marcus Peters went down with what looked like a torn ACL. And Tone just jumps in the group chat and was like laughing about it and saying, "Fuck Marcus Peters." And
this was like 2017.
This is the year they won. Wasn't last.
This was the year Eagles won the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
wait, so we all went to the Union Tap?
Yes, that was my 25th birthday. Yeah, I'm 30. It was 5 years ago. 2017.
Lamar was playing.
It was the day that me and Sean made the $5.
Are you talking about Tone wanting to fight me, or were you talking about why I'm a piece of shit?
And we're talking about Tone. Both. No, we're talking about the time that Tone wanted to fight you, and then came to the
that was like my
Tap.
first time coming up in Philly.
Oh, so
but Tom sidetracked us. Tom sidetracked us. So,
like he always does.
He's basically saying I'm a hypocrite because I was getting on Tone about saying something about Marcus Peters, and then I wish injury on Joe Burrow.
Yeah, we got so drunk that night, Jesus.
I do got something in question here. We were. Go ahead, Sean.
I remember we were at the bar, and I went to buy a drink. And Derek, you might not remember this, and you like grabbed me. You're like, no, you don't come to my town to buy a single drink in my city.
Yo, that night was the best, and because this dude I get introduced with, that was the bartender that night, the same bartender that kicked me out. Oh, made me go outside because TJ Fletch showed up, Tom. That was the conversation. They introduced me to this guy on Saturday. It's one of TJ Fletch's like favorite guys. And they introduced me to him as, this is the guy that broke Fletch's jaw. And I'm like, well, this is fucking awkward. And the dude starts giving me this spiel about how Fletch has changed his life and he's a different guy now. And I'm just like, oh, well, thanks, Brandon. Like, made this fucking awkward. But anyway, that was the guy that bartended at the Union Tap. And just to talk about that day, I remember we started at my crib. Sean is like, yo, I want to bring my buddy with me. And we had never met Ann at this point. This fucking creep just shows up and is mad aggressive and strong as shit for no reason. Gets drunk, starts telling us all how he's going to beat us.
It actually started at a bar on Frankfurt. I don't even know what bar that is.
It's closed down.
Some hole in the wall.
Tom, which one was that? It was closed down.
Not Rockets. It's down the street from Rockets.
It's right across from that Wawa.
Is that the one Gene came to?
Coaches.
Yeah.
Derek came in his fucking right from work.
He came in his mailman stuff. We got pictures of that.
Yeah.
That's the picture we got with all of us. But then we ended up at my crib. Then we ended up at Derek's parents' house, where that's where we did the belly slaps. That's what.
That's where Tom lost $500.
300
there. Well, 500, but
you're chipping away. But you're not going to chip away another fucking red cent.
Sean, you're very fucking vulnerable when you're drunk. I will get you. Don't worry.
Sean, that was the point I said earlier. Tom, you can't take advantage of Sean when he's drunk.
I'm gonna fucking Cosby him with fucking bets.
Aaron said no. But this brings me to something else, because we had some wild days, and I'm trying to figure out what hood rats on Allen Street in 2019 was Tom trying to get at. I'm sorry, this was back in the day, Tom, so it doesn't affect anything now, but I got some insider information here that you were trying to bag some hood racks on the street in 2019 when the Philly boys went to Buffalo. You got any insight?
He doesn't remember. He doesn't remember.
He said, was I? Well, I thought I was just swiping right. Tom's like, I plead the fifth. Smart man. Yo, we had game night the other night, and Tom and his girlfriend beat us in Taboo. It was a good. It was Taboo. I know. We're having another game night on the 21st. We should try to get those Baltimore guys to come down. Those losers of January. Ashley's coming.
All right, nice. Hopefully, no kids get sick.
What you doing the 21st?
But other than that, I got nothing else.
You and Aaron should drive down, or you and Aunt. I'd rather Aaron.
Sean, I'll see you in July, play.
Oh, is it the pig? It's the pig feast.
It's June.
Oh yeah, June what?
Wait, what are you talking about, Tom?
The pig feast.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
Luke Combs is in July, ain't it?
Oh yeah, I'll be in Philly in July for the Luke Combs.
We were talking about your father-in-laws. That's what Derek's talking about.
That's always the last Saturday in July. Although I think that's the Luke Combs concert, so we might have to move it this year. But typically the big race is the.
I was just with Luke Combs on Saturday.
Johnny V.
You remember
that dude is a doppelganger right there, dude. That shit is uncanny. It is uncanny.
As far as Sean, as far as what you were talking about, and D, this is going to affect you too because we have the same bloodline. That date, that June 10th that I made all these plans for, I have a wedding in my family on that day.
Whose wedding?
The wedding renewals, the Enos and Wandy. It's that. I made plans. I made plans to go on a trip for June 10th, and I texted like 50 people and already set something up. And then I get home today, and Joe is looking at the side of the fridge. He's like, is that Enos? I was like, yeah. He was like, oh shit, he's getting married? I thought he was already married. I was like, nah, they're doing their renewals. And I took the magnet off and looked at the date, and it was the same date. And I was like, oh shit. I'm a dickhead with that. But Sean, I do want to thank you for coming on, bro. I appreciate it having you on here. Even though Ravens stink, and I tried telling you this. I will
wait, Tom, so you picked the Chargers?
Oh shit.
I picked the Jags.
We didn't even finish that. See, we got sidetracked. All right. Chargers, Jags, we know that. Sean, who do you got?
I'm going with the Jags. LA's got to come all the way across the country and go down to Jacksonville.
Fuck you, Tom. Fuck you.
It's not going to happen. I think Trevor Lawrence wins his first playoff game.
Let's go, Timmy. Let's go, Timlin.
I'm gonna lean Chargers right now, but there's a very good chance I go Jags. Tom, don't clap just yet.
Listen, I got you saying Chargers, kid. That's all I need.
You don't got shit. I make the clips. You got nothing.
Chargers.
Everybody's on the side of the Jags. Golly.
The Chargers are going to win.
Although I think the Chargers are 1-point road favorites, aren't they?
They are.
And as Tom Flynn likes to say, that tells you everything you need to know.
Yeah, that tells you to take the Jags.
It does. That line does scream Jags.
It really does.
I like it. Well, Sean, we're definitely looking forward to having you on again, potentially Sunday. With oh no, your game is Sunday night.
A little pregame.
Maybe a little pregame. I don't know. We might have to flip the shows around and just do same thing next week. Maybe do. Go ahead.
If Lamar's not playing, lose my number.
Lose your number. That's awfully aggressive.
You gotta have faith, buddy.
Come on, baby. You're looking at three guys who were down on ourselves and our teams in 2017 because we had a backup quarterback going into the playoffs, and we won. We won, and you're a fucking team that won a Super Bowl with Trent Dilfer and Joe Flacco,
with the greatest defense of all time.
With you won Super Bowls with two of the fucking most plain fucking talk about boiled chicken with salt, as Kevin Rice was supposed to be on today. Two of the most plain quarterbacks ever, Joe Flacco and
Not
fucking Trent
Dilfer. Flacco and the Ravens lost 4 of the last 5 games in 2012 going into the playoffs. And then
Sean, Chuck competition coming up.
He said Joe Flacco was Joe Montana.
When is it? When is the Joe? When is the
St. Patty's
Chuck
Day
competition?
weekend.
St. Patty's Day.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Yeah.
Who's the champ right now?
Tom, right?
No, I think it's that other guy.
Was it Fitz?
No, Johnny actually is.
JV?
Yeah, he beat me.
Oh shit!
Whoa.
He used the straw?
No. He beat me at
He's a straw.
I seen a video popped up the other day. It's me, Tom, Johnny, and there's one other guy. And we are chugging. We're doing tee-offs. And I don't like the way the video is. I didn't share it because of the fact that Tom has a fucking tea light bottle. Let's think of this pen as like 5 inches long. Right, Tom? Is this about 5 inches?
He would know.
He knows why I'm asking him that. We had a very colorful conversation today that included a tape measure. But Tom,
why? Because Ryan knows his measurements.
Yo, Tom has like half of the neck of the bottle just in his throat, and I'm next to him, and I think I had more. I was like, I am not sharing this video, bro. But it brings me to one last point. So, Sean, we're on a golf course last week, and we're on a 17th hole, and I finally got to break the seal. I got to go take a piss, right? So I head to the tree, and I whip it out, and I'm peeing on the tree, and Derek goes, yo, Rod, that's illegal. I'm like, the fuck are you talking about? Narc, shut up. He's like, yeah, it's illegal to have a little boy's dick in a grown man's hand.
Jesus. So
wait, it gets better. This dickhead over here, Tom, at game night this past weekend, out of nowhere, completely unprompted, goes, hey guys, why is it illegal for Ryan to take a piss? And everybody's just like, why? He's like, because it's illegal to have a little boy's dick in a man's hand. And I was like, I started dying, but everybody's just like, what the fuck?
So I appreciate you, Derek. That's a really good one, Derek. Where did you hear it from?
I seen it on a thing, on a like a reel or some shit.
No, for Derek, it was Tom. You should study D because his was perfect timing. And yours was like perfect. The worst.
There was like they were showing exactly what you did, Ryan. Right, they were basically saying like the same thing, like how guys we piss on a golf course. There's obviously no sinks or nothing, and at the end of the round, you usually shake hands with everybody. So it's like, you got the little piss residue in your hand, and you're just shaking everybody's hand.
So Sean, that's the funny thing is I come back from pissing, and I'm like, "Ha, D, that was a good one," and he high fives me. wait. So then I'm like, that was the hand I just pissed. And it really wasn't. It was the other hand. But I'm like, that was the hand I just pissed with. And he goes, and he walks away and he's like, he starts scratching his nose.
He did the old scratches.
So my father-in-law was like, or Derek says, yeah, I just scratched my nose too. And Derek always said he wanted to be a scratch golfer. I was like, yeah, more like a fucking scratch and sniff golfer.
Dad joke for the win.
With that being said, we do need to get you down here to golf, or we need to come up there and golf. I'll come see some of those courses out there.
All right, let's do it.
Not Tom, though, because Tom cheats and he stinks.
Yo, Tom does cheat, though. You cheat 1,000%, Tom. You cannot hit a provisional.
I don't know.
Explain it, D. Yo, real quick. Hold up. I'm going to go get my liquor to take my shots before I sign off. Derek, fucking explain that shit to Sean for me.
All right, Sean. So this is what happened. We were in a 4-man scramble tournament, right? They all hit. They were looking for – everybody picked their balls up because they thought that Ryan's father-in-law hit like a good shot. They couldn't find his ball. They drop a ball and hit a provisional. So they already hit it. They walk up to the green. They then say, oh, there's his ball. They pick – mind you, they were already looking for his ball for like 10 minutes. And I think there's like a 3-minute rule on looking for your ball.
Right.
They pick up their ball that's on the green and say, oh, no, we're going to hit this ball for our second shot. Is that legal or is it illegal?
Absolutely not.
Thank you, Thomas.
How could
that's
you
what
possibly...
you did. Tom, they all said that's exactly what happened.
Who's all of them?
Ismar said it. Ed said it. Edgar said it. Just admit it. That's what happened.
Hold on. What they did was they all told, because I could hear the whole way I was walking. They each told us they didn't do it in the moment. Then afterwards, Tom admitted it to me. My father-in-law admitted it to me.
Tom didn't admit anything.
My father
didn't do it.
Oh, Tom was the one that didn't. My father-in-law admitted to me. My father admitted to me. Derek's father-in-law admitted it to us. Tom was the only one that stuck with it. But then when they were all together, they lied again.
Yeah, they lied together. So you get them by themselves, and they'll tell the truth. Except for Tom, he's a scrum.
I don't know what you're talking about with this provisional bullshit.
Tom, you hit another shot. Once you hit that shot, that then becomes.
I didn't hit shit.
So tell us what happened for real, Tom.
What are you taking shots over, Ryan?
The ball we were going to hit a provisional.
Crown Royal Vanilla.
We didn't hit a provisional shot.
Tom, you're a smoke box. Shut up.
It's a fucking lie.
You can't even lie. You can't even lie right.
I'm not lying.
38.
It's pretty good.
That's ridiculous.
I've never had Crown Royal Vanilla.
Yeah, it's pretty good. On that note, Tom, you're
Apple guy.
I'll make sure that you'll be in a 2-man scramble, but not a 4, because I'm going to be in that other 2-man scramble, and I'm going to watch everything you fucking do.
We need you to wear a body cam.
Yeah, exactly. GoPro.
I'm on one right now.
Right on that big old chromodome of yours.
I don't cheat.
Yo, D, Sean is interested in potentially joining the golf trip with us.
What, the one in April?
Yeah.
Are you serious or no?
Yeah, I'm serious. I don't know any of the details, but
it's like $539 for 4 nights. 4 nights or 3 nights? It's like from a Thursday to a
We're
Sunday,
leaving Thursday at like midnight and we're coming back Monday.
Yeah.
Oh shit. So
and we could probably scoop you up too on the way there.
For real.
Oh yeah, you are heading down this way.
Yeah. I'll send you the details, and if you're interested, just let me know.
Yeah, send me the details. So
what happened?
What?
His teammate is here. My father-in-law has entered the chat.
I told you.
Oh my god.
No provision.
He said, "Stop hiding my drives."
No, because they're convinced that we picked up his ball and did something with it. We've never did that. We never did that.
And then they tried turning it to us. Was like, dude, if our ball was right there, how do you not find our ball for us? Like, or how do you not see our ball? Like, it's not my job to look for your ball. My ball was in the fucking rough, and I was looking for my own ball.
And the only thing was we were the underdog. We were the underdogs in that round. Yeah, they teed off on like 186-yard par 4, and they were hitting with driver. Like, come on. We played that round.
Number 5.
I played with
No
Tom.
etiquette.
I picked Ryan, who hadn't played golf in like 3 months, I think, at that point, or 2 months. I picked up my cousin-in-law. He didn't play the whole season. And then I picked up Doug, who was my last pick. He plays a little bit, and he was very mad that Tom got picked before him and said he would never. He said he would never be last pick again. And our over-under for them using Tom's balls was what, 5 or 4?
And they used a bunch of them.
I think they used 7. Don't get ahead of yourself.
I think they lied.
It was double digits.
I think they lied too. There's no way it was double digits.
It was double digits.
Not even on 36 holes of golf. They used
double digits.
They got, you know what they did? They got gimme
101, Tom, and I'll give you 15 strokes.
That's a low. That's an L. Tom, it's an L.
No shit. We're talking about a guy that golfs 4 days a week.
I do not golf 4 days a week. Like once
My bad,
twice.
3.
Maybe 3. Once, twice, or 3 times.
We only golf as much as the wives know, Tom. Shut up.
Exactly.
I golf maybe not even.
Tom's out here dry snitching.
Tom's not good at dry snitching. He's always wet snitching.
I'll give you 20 strokes, Tom.
Give me 40.
No, I'm not giving you 40. That's so I give you 40 strokes, but we're counting every ball
30
up to 20. Like you can hit a 20 on a
no mulligans.
No double par is what he's saying. No double
pars.
So if it's a par 4, typically we cap out at 8.
That's gonna be a long day.
You could fucking hit 30 shots on a par 4.
Yeah.
I'll give you 30, Tom. 30 strokes.
And Sean Timlin wants a pause because he wants to know why Tom is telling Derek to give him 40 strokes. Tom, that's I'll take the 15.
Horrible at golf.
I'll give you 15, Ryan.
You'll give me 15 strokes?
Yeah.
What's the bet? Come on. You're disrespecting me too much. Like we didn't just go out and you beat me by 5 because you beat me by 4 strokes on the final 2 holes. We're not about to do that.
I could have given you 15 because I could have a bad day. I could have a bad day.
You could have a great. When's the last time I shot? If you have the round of your life and shoot at 85, you got to bank on me shooting a 101.
No, but I could. I mean, listen. Honestly, I'm like 3 holes from just dumbass 3-putting to being in the low 80s, shooting in the 70s. I 3-putt way too much. I get on the fucking green in 2, and I should have given that.
You know what that is?
No, what is that?
It's one of those little. It's like a counting tool. You see them at the dentist office.
Oh my god! Tom needs that to get his brain going because it's fucking stopped half the day.
Oh, Ismar, you want to talk about Christmas presents?
He broke yours already.
The first fucking day. So I go to Dick's. I see this fucking training thing. It's about to get cold. Ismar, my father-in-law, he got a nice setup in the backyard, Sean, where he could hit into his net. He also got the VR where he golfs on the TV, golfs on his phone.
He should be a scratch golfer with all the training aids he has.
He is pretty good too. Just don't tell him I said that.
But he could be a coach.
I give him something in preparation for a winter where we're about to, as soon as we get out of winter, we're going on that trip. I give him something he could work on indoors. And instead of reading the instructions, he fills it all the way to the tee. It's called what's it called? The swing bag or
impact bag or something?
It's pretty much a big bag that you fill with rags or whatever, and you can hit it.
Right.
And it gives you, because it got pictures, it gives you feedback on where you would be hitting the ball. So he fills it all the way up. First swings, breaks the thing, splits it. Because I asked him, I was like, yo, how's that thing going? He's like, let's not talk about that. I was like, why? He's like, I filled it up too much in the first swing. I split it. So I was at my parents' house this weekend, and I was like, yo, I told Ed, I call him my father, but he's my adoptive father pretty much. So I tell him, I'm like, yo, Ismar, your partner, because they're such in love, they call each other partners. I say, your partner fucked up. He filled it all the way, and then he broke it, so don't fill it all the way. So I know Ismar's always spending time with Ed. He'll probably still get usage out of that thing somehow. But, yo, we do need to get you down and get you in the circle because we all golf except for Tom. Tom stinks. He don't even try to come out with us. But Doug golfs. D's always out there.
Yo, these fucking dudes go at 9 a.m. on a Wednesday, Sean.
Yeah, I'm not doing that either.
Why are you hating, Tom? It's not.
Okay,
it's never not.
One literally works under 20 hours a week. Like he might be on board with fucking Anthony with work.
Dude, Sean, he's fucking lying. It's never 9 o'clock on a Wednesday. It's typically 11 on a random Monday.
Yeah.
But regardless.
Listen, the weather's nice. We try to get out. That's it. Although I did just go Sunday. It was cold as hell.
Yeah, you're.
I shot an 87 though, and I played bad.
What's your cutoff? Your temperature cutoff? Like it's got.
We played in what 32-degree weather?
We played in like 30. Yeah, dude.
Like,
Sean,
you couldn't even get the tees in the ground. That's how cold it was.
Oh my God.
Hold on. I got a question about that. Cause we did. It was me, him, and my father-in-law. We played, and I fucking beat my father-in-law again, even with a broken leg.
Yeah.
I fucking Derek parked on this patch of ice that I didn't notice. And I hit a drive and it went a little bit right, and there's houses over there. So my eyes were on the ball. I didn't want to lose the ball. And I'm walking back to the car. I slipped on the ice and my fucking leg like slid under. Dude, it almost like snapped in half.
Yeah,
I was good. I didn't break it, but my fucking shin was bruised for like weeks, right?
Right. This is why we need the GoPro though for shit like that. Like it wasn't funny, but it was like
it would have been good content. But look,
it
it was like 26 degrees. Yo, everything was frozen. Derek hit a ball onto the pond. I was ready to go out and walk on the pond and hit it out for him, but he talked me out of it. But pretty much,
ice wasn't thick enough.
Pretty much, it was It was cold.
I mean, Ryan was doing half swings, hitting 300-yard drives because the ball would just bounce. It was just bouncing.
We did the second hole of the game was a par 3. My father-in-law comes up, he hits it. Derek went first. He hits it, drops it. Yo, if it was a 60, 70 degree day, Derek drops it within 5 feet of the pin. Beautiful. That shit bounced like 60 yards away.
That's ridiculous.
My father-in-law does the same thing, so I'm like, fuck this. I hit a little bitch shot that just gets over the water and bounces right after, and it rolls up and lands within 5 feet of the pin.
That's
a beautiful start. Just think of hitting a golf ball, and every time you hit it, no matter where it lands, it hits concrete. That's what it was like.
Oh yeah, I played. It was ice cold a couple weeks ago when I played, and literally it's called the wetlands. It's surrounded by water. And you just look out there, and there's just golf balls on top of the ice everywhere. That's ridiculous.
All right, so my question is, if we split this 2-2, and we went, how would we? We'd have to put Derek and Tom, and then me and Sean. Who wins?
Yeah.
Me
and Tom.
I think me and you, right?
The reason why is because I feel like Sean golfs more than Tom.
I feel like Tom will make a few lucky putts though, and I stink at putting. So I feel like that's where he would excel.
You just fucking listen, Sean. So the way we played the other day was we played and then we got the whole 7, 8, and 9, and there was a traffic jam. So we skipped 7, 8, and 9, played the rest of the round, and then came back to do 7, 8, and 9. Going into 7, I was down 1 by Derek. And it's a par. What was that? What's that D at Burns? That's a par 3 or that's a 4? That's a 4.
Yeah.
Derek hits a beautiful drive. I wind up still sinking a 5. I bogeyed that hole, but I recovered. But I hit a 5. This dude sinks a fucking 2. He drives damn near close to the green. Was that the one you drove? No. He hit a 3.
Yeah, I hit a 3. Yeah.
He birdied it. And fucking hits like a 30-foot putt, bro.
Yeah.
And this motherfucker now wants to come on here and talk about he stinks at putting. I lost by 5 strokes. I lost by 5 strokes. I think I hit a 6 on that. He gained 3 strokes on that hole. He's trying to get on here talking about. Get out.
But I mean, you outdrove me on that hole though.
No, I didn't. That's the John. That's the one where you went to the greens and I hit it right, and I thought it went down Grand Ave, and it was right there in the middle of the fairway.
Yeah, you're right.
And then Ismar went into the street.
I was talking about the next hole you outdrove me. I thought I crushed it. I yelled forwards. I thought it was going to be on the green.
Oh no. Yeah, that was we did the par 3 and then we jumped to the last hole. Yo, Sean, I figured something out, bro. I fucking give these little, like, not even half swings, like almost half swings, and I fucking crush it. Derek's doing a full swing, hits it. I'm like, damn, that's a good fucking drive. I come up, do a little, like, between a quarter and a half, like a 3/8 swing, and I fucking outdrove him somehow.
All that muscle do the work.
I don't know how that shit works.
I picked up.
I'll see you guys on the fucking golf course 11 a.m. on Monday.
I'll be there.
Martin Luther King. I'm off of work.
Oh, you are?
No, I'm not. Fuck. The kids are off of school. I'm not off of work. God, darn it.
Look, Tom's there saying, I'm golfing Monday. Bree's in the background like.
She's sleeping.
Oh, is she?
Yeah.
Nah, if you can get out Monday, I'll tell Joe real quick. Monday's a holiday. We're off.
Oh my God, no days.
The thing is, I think it's going to rain and snow on Saturday. I mean, it might clear up though. Who knows?
No, but for real, Sean, we do need to get out there. We got to do some golfing together, bro. Because I've golfed with, obviously, these two. I've golfed with Josh East. Josh East is pretty good.
Yeah.
Me and Josh East.
I
think one of the most fun times I ever had on a golf course was with Josh East because we got paired with these two random old heads, bro. And they just fucking, they were so ignorant, so mean to everyone except for me and Josh. They loved us.
That's funny.
They were pretty good. They said some shit to me like, yo, you got to relax, man. I know that it's your time of the month. Oh, there he is. Look, this is Josh East. And I know it is because he knows the guy's name. That's Harry. That was the guy. He made a comment about me being on my period and then compared it to my Cowboys tattoo. But so we know Josh is here. But yeah, we all do need to get out and hit the course, man. I gotta golf with Josh East again.
I still have to golf with Josh East.
Well, we will definitely set something up. I hate that it's the end of the season. I wish we lived somewhere where fucking golf was just good all year round, like I don't know, Florida or something.
But you could go to
a simulator.
A simulator. I love going to them. Like we have a place like 15 minutes from here that has a golf league. It's an indoor golf league. You go once a week for 8 weeks.
I had this idea, and I actually looked at a property for it. I had this idea of buying a big piece of land, getting some investors together and buying a huge piece of land, big enough, like 8,000 square feet, big enough to put a golf course on, and then put a fucking dome over it and make it climate control.
Why has no one done that?
I think it's a thing in Abu Dhabi.
Because I guess that would be a massive fucking dome.
Well, you would have to break it up into sections.
Yeah.
Right. There would be a million.
I mean,
sections.
if you think about that at that point, it would be you could have it at 24 hours if you wanted it to.
Dude, 24 hours? Fucking 365?
Yeah.
Yo, there's a lot of money in this podcast channel right here. Sean makes $1 million a year. Sean, invest with us, bro.
I'm in. Come in.
All right, well, we will get it. All right, so I don't want to take up too much more time. It's past that 10 o'clock range, and we got guys here to my right that wake up at fucking 3 a.m. to go to work. So, is there anything you fellas want to sign out with?
Nah, I just appreciate Sean coming on. This was definitely a fun show.
No, thanks for having me, guys. Even though Tom's an idiot who thinks the Ravens don't have a chance, but
go Bengals. Who they?
I appreciate the band.
Who they gonna beat them Bengals?
All right, well, I'm going to sign us off, boys. Sean, I look forward to having you back Sunday if we can get you. Thank you for joining on. And thank you, everybody, for tuning in. This whole show, we kept a good amount of viewers. So I appreciate everybody staying with us, and we will catch you on Thursday. We'll catch you on Thursday. Peace out.